Messi, they look a good team. And I can say the same about Bellingham in England, but...
Taking the victory now. Most pleasantly again.
Yeah, so they are 5,136 runs. Yeah, exactly, start adding a few, yeah. He's got 5 million runs. But now he's going to have to wait for... Nige, can you hear this? I'm just wondering, Fletch, can you hear me, Fletch?
Yeah.
Is it worth not taking the news now and just going straight into the opener?
Yeah.
Yeah, Fletch says okay, because Nye's done he's going to now hang around, so Nye, do you want to just go straight into the opener at 2?
That will be good.
Yeah, do that then. Yeah, is that possible? Happy days, thank you, mate. Just because Nye is otherwise waiting around for 4 minutes.
Stay, please, Jimmy. They're not going to do the news now, so I'll grab you if that's all right. What are we doing?
Perfect. Cheers.
So the same as the last two.
We got you.
You can hear me?
No, I can hear you.
Lovely. Derbyshire lost the toss and will bowl.
Okie dokie.
Which means that we won't see Wayne Madsen walk out with his children until...
Oh, yeah.
Whenever.
Later.
Yeah. Nye has no idea where they tossed early.
Fletcher is in the middle, waiting to speak to the captain, and Greg Cork is alongside us as well, former Derbyshire all-rounder. Good afternoon to you both. Plenty of time to talk about Wayne Madsen, Fletch, but the toss news, first of all?
Yes, Derbyshire lost the toss. They lost the toss and they will bowl first, so the same as the last two matches. I don't know if that's good or not, probably not.
Well, based on the last two matches, defeat here against Somerset on Wednesday night and then defeat up at Chester Street on Friday night by 5 runs. The Somerset performance didn't really deserve much from the game in terms of Derbyshire's result, but Durham again, another game that they'll feel got away from them slightly, and you could argue most of the defeats this season, bar that defeat against Somerset and probably the defeat down at Essex, the two that Derbyshire deserved to lose, but all the others have been fairly tight. Greg, good afternoon to you as Nye continues to chat with the club. Wayne Madsen, first of all, just whenever you talk about Derbyshire and T20 cricket, Wayne Madsen is right at the top of the conversation.
He embodies Derbyshire. Fantastic stalwart of the game for Derbyshire. Had the privilege of sharing a dressing room with him, and a true role model for any young professional cricketer that wants to make it in the game.
When you look at his numbers, 5,136 runs, that's more than double Wes Durston in second, 2,114, 74 catches. He's got 22 wickets when he used to turn his arm, 200s, 33 50s. But he's more than just the numbers, isn't he? Because he's been committed to Derbyshire when it felt that he could have maybe gone to other counties. Hold that thought, because Dave Fletcher is with Captain Nye Donald.
Nye. Lost the toss, bowling again, a bit of deja vu. Would you have done the same? I always ask that.
I think we'd have batted as well, yeah. That's what the numbers are saying. We snuck up on you today, didn't we?
Yes.
Caught you off guard.
No idea what that was all about.
Places to be, and Mads has got a barbecue to get to, so try and get the win and get out of here.
Before we talk about Wayne, what's the approach today? I mean, obviously, we know the situation for the two sides. Desperate not to finish at the bottom of the pile, obviously, which will be disappointing, even more disappointing, but take a bit of form into the 50 overs?
Yeah, absolutely. 50 overs looking ahead in white ball cricket. Giving the boys individual form, but as I said, throughout as a T20 group, it's important that we finish on a high and kind of feel like we get on the right end of a result. It's so important for us, it's we're giving ourselves great chances and haven't quite converted it into the wins we wanted, and I said we owe it to ourselves, owe it to the fan base, and most importantly owe it to Wayne today that we put in a good performance.
Unchanged side, which means Wayne keeps his place. I'm not sure that was ever in doubt, really. Wayne Madsen, Chris Coles has just been going through the stats. I mean, the ludicrous 5,000 runs, and he holds the record for everything bar wickets, but he's still got 22 of those. I mean, he's been some player.
Yeah, I think the stats will speak for themselves as he ran through there. And in terms of player, there's no doubt he's the best ever Derbyshire T20 batter and one of the best ever in the blast. But for us, it's more the man around the dressing room supporting us, but also the way he's kind of changed the club and the impact he's on the club and the fans around him. It's I'm very confident to say there'll never be a man like him again, and he should be very proud of what he's done and achieved.
I think you've only got another 8 years worth of how you've been batting, and you scored some runs to get anywhere near him. I mean, it's madness the number of runs that he scored.
Yeah, and I'm not sure I've got the mentality to keep it up for that long. For him to keep coming back, let alone from a physicality standpoint, but that mental fortitude, and as you've seen in every format and all around the world, he turns up day in, day out, and he's the first name on the team sheet, and to hold on to that mantle throughout your career, not just for a large chunk but the whole way, just shows how good he is. And as I said, he's going to have a lasting effect on the club and us as a group.
Just finally, it's a very stiff breeze. We can tell which way it's blowing. You've taken note of that?
Yes, first thing we noticed, it's probably the first wicket where we've kind of got a real short side. We've been playing pretty central with very even boundaries all the way around. So something we need to manage today, and again, relatively restricted in bowling options with injuries and stuff, so rolling out our three spinners is important we manage them well today.
Go well, Nye.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Nye and Donald, the stiff breeze is towards the groundsman's hut, so to your right, as you're looking from the commentary position, it is a shorter boundary, and my word, it's breezy.
Yes, we can hear it on the effects mic. Fletch, thank you very much indeed. Dave Fletcher will be making his way back with us in the commentary position from our great vantage point here at the County Ground racecourse end. The pitch really couldn't be cut in a better position as far as we're concerned, Greg, because we are looking right down the heart of it. You're almost worried about moving too much just in case you get in the batter's eye line. We'll talk about Wayne Madsen in a moment, but just to bring you up to speed with some breaking news from the world of cricket, and that is that England have sacked Brendan McCullum as their Test coach 2 weeks after Ben Stokes' resignation as captain, and it did feel after that series defeat to New Zealand that there would be some ramifications, and Brendan McCullum, maybe even Rob Key, would be losing their positions. Well, Rob Key, the director of cricket, is staying, but Brendan McCullum has been sacked as Test coach. We know he's also in charge of the limited overs team, but he's remaining in that position. But he has been sacked as Test coach, with England playing Pakistan in a 4-match series beginning in August. But really the writing on the wall following that 4-1 hammering down in Australia, and clearly not helped with a rather dismal series defeat against New Zealand. So Brendan McCullum has been sacked as Test coach in what has been another staggering twist in English cricket. There'll be time to reflect on that. Let's return to Wayne Madsen, Greg. And before we heard from Nye, you were talking about Wayne, as the person, as the Derbyshire cricketer, it's more than just the numbers. It's what he's given to this county through many years of service.
Yeah, and you can't buy that at all. There's not many people that have a similar attitude, professionalism, how he goes about his business. First one at training, last one to leave. But also as well, just the person giving something back. Whether you're the most experienced player, whether you're on the academy making their way in the game, he's just an all-round fantastic bloke.
When you look at the numbers, it is. Listen, we know his importance to Derbyshire, but the numbers are phenomenal, aren't they? When you look at Wes Durston in second, who's a country mile behind, the best part of 3,000 runs behind Wayne Madsen. As Nye said to Fletch, we probably won't see the like of a Wayne Madsen again for Derbyshire, given the length of service, his longevity.
He's 1 in a million. His versatility in different formats. If Derbyshire are in crisis, 9 times out of 10 he's at the crease, steering the ship in the right direction ultimately, and he should be really, really proud of his performance in T20.
Fletch, tell us about Wayne Madsen, the person, because you've been part of the Derbyshire fabric for 10 years now?
Yeah.
10 years,
Yeah.
testimonial time.
Absolutely.
You would have dealt with Wayne Madsen week in, week out throughout summer. So tell us about Wayne Madsen, the person.
Well, you tend to interview the players who've had most success, don't you? So yes, you're absolutely right. I never interviewed Greg. I interviewed Wayne Madsen on many occasions, and of course now he's back as the Red Bull skipper. So and I don't think it's any coincidence. Genuinely, don't think it's any coincidence. I know the playing staff has changed apart from him, but they got promotion in 2012 under Wayne Madsen, and they're in the running potentially for promotion this season as well, now that he's back at the helm in that. I think Greg just said that. I mean, he's, as far as speaking to the media is concerned, absolutely no trouble at all. Full of apologies when he keeps you waiting 5 minutes, which is, well, it's not very long at all, as you'll know. I once said to someone, I'd love to calculate how many hours I've spent just standing waiting for somebody, because really we're dependent on them coming out to talk to us, aren't we? And we're very grateful when they do. And he's always pretty honest. He's been pretty honest this season. Missed a couple of games through the injury that he picked up in the World Cup, of course. I wasn't part of that team that played at Lancashire when they lost in the Championship, but came back after that and was part of a team that lost the subsequent games and had to battle hard to get everybody's confidence back up. But he would always come and front it up, and he was rewarded with that century down at Lord's. I've seen plenty of Wayne Madsen centuries over. Good and welcome to the OurCoop County Ground here in Derby for the final T20 Blast match of the season, with Derbyshire looking to finish the campaign on a high. They played some really good cricket over the course of the T20 this season, but unfortunately have just been on the wrong side of a number of results, and therefore sadly can not qualify for the knockout stages. But it's not just the last home game of the season, it's the last T20 game for Derbyshire for, well, you know who it is, and he's with me here. It's Wayne Madsen. Wayne, what a glorious day, and 190th and final T20 game for Derbyshire. What are the emotions?
Fletch, thanks. Yeah, I mean it's a special day for me to play my last game for the club in T20. Yeah, emotions. I think I probably had a few yesterday when it was announced. I've obviously known for a couple of months, Carla and I, and have discussed it as a family, and come to the realization that I do need to balance life out with the family in South Africa. And obviously conversations with Mickey about it, and I'm really at peace with the decision, and I'm just excited and happy to be playing my last game in conditions like this at home, and hopefully in front of a fantastic crowd.
190th game, as we say, more than 5,000 runs in T20 cricket, which is 2.5 times more than anybody else has done. It's almost twice as many games as anybody else has ever played for Derbyshire as well. 2 centuries, 33 half centuries. I mean, the stats are just incredible. Highlights, those 2 centuries have to be among them, surely.
Yeah, I mean, personal highlights for me, those 2 centuries, the one here against Durham to sort of help us or cement our qualification into the knockouts, and then the one against Leicester the following season. Certainly, yeah, two highlights. Any 100 in this format is pretty special. So those ones, I think I can think of a number of other sort of important knocks over the years that have got us over the line. They might not have been as big a score, but to be able to win games for the club and get us over the line to set us up for qualifying and that sort of stuff is also really special memories. And I think the thing I probably missed the most is number one, the fans and the atmosphere, both here and at Chesterfield, and then of the teammates that I've played with and enjoyed, and the special times over the years. It's that I'll probably miss the most. The performing out there, the batting, that's the fun part, and the special memories that you make with the people in the dressing room is even better.
Well, when it comes to the end of the end of the end, eventually, whenever that might be, and it's not going to be any time soon, we know, because you're going to carry on playing the County Championship, and it's only T20 Blast that you're retiring from. I'm going to ask you every single player that you've ever played with, and see if we can tick them all off, because that could take us a while. That could fill an entire afternoon. You mentioned Kyla and the kids, and they're going to be here today as well.
Yes.
That'll make it extra special, won't it?
Yeah, extra special. Obviously, they're out from South Africa at the moment, and having them here is going to make it that extra little bit special. To have Kyla and the girls at my last game. It's they've been along the journey with me and experienced all the highs and the lows of it. So for them to be here to enjoy it is just extra special.
And can we expect something special from you today? I mean, you'll be very keen to finish on a high.
Oh, obviously. I always try to go out and perform at my best, and I'll be doing that today. Whatever happens will happen. There'll be a lot of motivation to get something special, and especially to finish with a win today.
And have you thought what it'll be like when you walk off for the final time?
That I haven't yet. I've tried to avoid that, if I'm honest. But no, I'm just extremely excited to get out there and play in front of our fans, in front of my family. And I know, like, I've got a lot of family obviously at home who are going to be supporting and watching, and friends in South Africa, around the world. Brothers in Australia, one down in London. So I know, there's family all around the world who are going to be supporting and watching, and it's an exciting day.
Wayne, go well this afternoon, and congratulations on an incredible career.
Cheers, Fletch. Thank you.
So there we are, the OurCoop Ground. We'll witness a bit of history today, and there's plenty going on. It's the family fun day as well, but when this man, Wayne Madsen, takes to the field, make sure you're watching, because it's the last time we're going to see him play T20 cricket for Derbyshire.
say, well, actually, now Donald has failed, you've got to step up to the plate, as opposed to we're just going to leave the heavy lifting to you and then we'll chip in at the end.
Yeah, and some of them did. Martin Anderson, again, I mean, he's on this run of close to a half century and next to nothing. So today is a next to nothing day, which is slightly unfortunate. But yeah, Wayne Madsen with 26, and then Ross Whiteley came out and hit 22. Harry Kane, I thought, batted really nicely, 35 off 23, but they still couldn't get there. They needed 12 off the last three balls, which put Durham as favourites. And then when Ross Whiteley hits a 6 off the first of those last three balls off Ben Rain, who is almost impossible to hit, the most annoying cricketer in the history of cricket, you think, well, hang on, Derbyshire are now favourites, 5 to tie, 6 to win off 2, and he bowled a full toss, and Ross tried to deposit it where he put the previous ball, hit it straight up in the air, and the wicketkeeper came round from behind the stumps, took the catch, and then poor old, I think it was Nick Potts who came out and couldn't score. I think it was Nick, it might not have been. So players stood up again. You look at some of the bowling on Friday night. Javed 3 for 30, including a double wicket maiden. You don't see many of those in T20 cricket. Another wicket for McKean, another 2 wickets for Nick Potts, who's 16 wickets in the season. 20 is the sort of standard where you want to be as the leading wicket taker. He's got the opportunity today, of course, to add to those 16, but he's been an absolute revelation this season, Nick Potts. It's been a fantastic few months for the young man, 23 years of age, been here forever, had an opportunity, didn't take it really, or had an opportunity and half took it, then got injured, and that has been his career up until Lords this season in the county championship, and he just suddenly blossomed. Remarkable, really, in place of Zach Chappell, and now it's come. I know Ben Aitchison might be carrying a bit of a niggle as well, but it's Ben Aitchison who misses out rather than Nick Potts, and that would never have been the case before.
And the biggest question mark is the guys that are injured, that I'm sure, as you said, Mickey will reiterate. Do you think if they had a fully fit squad, and I know you're not going to get that throughout the campaign of any competition, do you think we could have got over the line?
When you look at the players,
that's first of Greg's many questions to you today.
No, I'm primed for all of them. Yeah, he's full of them. Well, one of the players who's missing is Pat Brown, who is injured, but was injured last season as well. Pat Brown from 3 years ago, major asset to this cricket team. Pat Brown from last season, not so much. Zach Chappell from 2 or 3 years ago, major asset to this cricket team, but still goes at, in the teens in terms of runs per over, which is far too expensive. Takes wickets, but he's a strike bowler. Derbyshire don't have, apart from Pat Brown, they don't have specialist T20 bowlers really domestically, which is why they have to have 2 overseas bowlers as their 2 overseas players. So would it have made a difference? Well, only if they'd have been at the top of their game, and you don't know if they're going to be at the top of the game. Pat Brown, bless him, had an operation. He was hoping to be back in time for the second half of the blast, but clearly hasn't made it. Whether we see him in the 50 overs or not, I'm not so sure that we will, and he'll just have a complete season off and hopefully come back firing if he gets another contract next season, because I think he's had a contract at the end of the campaign. Of course, they've got, and his name's completely gone out of my head now, the very tall Harry Moore, who's never played a game of T20 cricket. And whenever you talk to Mickey Arthur, when you just chat to him walking around the ground or whatever, he says, oh yeah, we would have had Harry, we would have had Pat, we would have had Zach. And you think, well, we don't know whether Harry Moore can play T20 cricket.
But he got a 100 contract as well, can you remember?
Yeah. That's right. And then had to pull out. He got the 100 contract. He played in the One Day Cup, not last season, because he didn't play at all last season, so it must have been the season before down at Taunton and helped them over the line. There was a century from Anish Dowell that really was the crucial one, but he was out in the middle and hit a few nice shots, and he can bat. Now, I think it's important that your bowlers can bat as well, whereas Pat Brown doesn't really add to the batting at all, but Zach Chappell certainly does, and Harry Moore does as well.
Not too far from the first ball here at the county ground. Mascots are in place, waving their flags on another glorious county ground afternoon with the sun beating down. Fletch, you mentioned Martin Anderson in one of your earlier answers, and the reverse fixture at Grace Road was very much Martin Anderson's game, wasn't it? With his batting 57 off 29, which was a terrific effort, but the bowling phenomenal, the catching remarkable. In that 6 for 23 off his 4 overs, he took one of the best caught and bowls I think you'll ever see, followed by the most nonchalance of celebrations, having just taken a worldie, as the kids would say. Greg, when you play against an opponent that you've had your best ever day in cricket probably, how much of that is in your mind when you recognise and obviously come up against the same players?
Look, I think he'll be confident about how he played first game of the season, but that's a long way off now. I don't know Martin that well, but he seems like a very down-to-earth, humble sort of person, and it showed with that celebration. It just seems like he takes everything with a pinch of salt, and he's very level-headed.
Quite one of the quietest sportsmen I've ever come across. Very reluctant to talk about himself, which obviously I tried to force him to do at Grace Road, and it was on television, so he went off and did a TV interview, and he tried to sneak off around the back, and I'm waving frantically at him, and he sort of, what, me? Well, yes, you've just taken 6 for 23 in 4 overs, and as you said, Chris, pulled off one of the most incredible catches that I think I've ever seen as a caught and bowled. I mean, all that you could hear on the commentary was me applauding. It was superb. And he eventually did. Spoke to him for the very first time at Grace Road last season when he got his maiden first-class century, and he was reluctant to talk about it. You want to speak to me? Yes, obviously. Fortunately, his parents were there at Grace Road last year, and I managed to say, it was nice that you're and then he was off. So, they've seen me fail enough times. It was nice of them to see me when I've succeeded. But you're right, down to earth. There are no frills with Martin. He's exactly what you see, and he's very quiet. And in the fickle way cricket works, he's only taken 2 wickets since that 6 for 23, albeit he's some of the matches he's not bowled a great deal. It's his batting, you think he's in the team for more, and that 57 came in a real purple patch for him. 81 a couple of days before up at Headingley, 81 not out, 69 not out here in the game we were together at against Notts, 49 against Lancashire away, 44 on Friday. He does follow success with failure, doesn't he? He's very hit or miss. Yeah, well, you look at the innings, 69-12 naught, 51 naught, 49 1, 44. I fear for today. I have to say, if the pattern stays the same, but we'll soon find out. Well, we will soon find out, although we have to wait until Leicestershire are batted.
Yep, and when Derbyshire do eventually bat, there will be plenty of eyes on Wayne Madsen playing his final ever innings of T20 cricket for Derbyshire. Here come the Falcons, who lost the toss and will be bowling first. Neil Pratt and Simon Widdop, the umpires in pink, and the 2 Leicestershire openers, Stephen Eskenazi and the skipper, Ben Green. And a guard of honour is being formed for Wayne Madsen, who has a little hug of a mascot, with a few mascots actually. That's lovely to see. Out he comes with his blue hat and his sunglasses. He puts 2 hands up to his colleagues and teammates as if to say, why all the fuss? But that's a nice touch. A guard of honour from the Derbyshire Falcons players to one of Derbyshire's most decorated ever players, and certainly in this format their most decorated ever player. So the openers almost in the middle, Derbyshire's huddle away to our left in front of the Players' Pavilion. All 18 counties, incidentally, are in action today on what is, I guess, some form of Super Sunday, albeit there's very little riding on much. The only game of note, actually, is it later today, where Worcestershire and Somerset go head-to-head, and that's a winners-takes-all battle in the Central and West group. But for now, it is all about finishing second bottom of the table in this East Midlands derby. It is Derbyshire against Leicestershire. We welcome listeners on BBC Radio Leicester. Good to have your company with us on BBC Radio Derby. For this East Midlands derby, Leicestershire will be batting first, and your commentary team, former Derbyshire all-rounder Greg Cork, is with Dave Fletcher.
Thank you, Chris. Yeah, welcome to the OurCoop County Ground. I still haven't got used to the name. Changed halfway through the season, specifically to fool me, I believe. They changed the name of the sponsorship deal from one co-op to another. And it will be Matthew Montgomery to bowl the first over. I assume that Chris Holt, the stadium announcer today, has just said the words Wayne and Madsen together. There was a round of applause for something. What it was, I've no idea. And Stevie Eskenazi will face the first delivery from Matthew Montgomery, turns it down towards short fine leg where Sufyan McKeem is fielding, and there is no run. Derbyshire unchanged from Friday. Leicestershire one change. Rihan Ahmed is back in the side in place of Sheridan Gums as Montgomery bowls again, and Eskenazi very correctly pushes it straight back to him in the defensive manner. Beautiful afternoon, decent crowd, family fun day. There's a bouncy castle out the back as this one is turned into the leg side, and Wayne Madsen chases it. No, he doesn't. Wayne Madsen chases it. It couldn't get further.
Wayne Madsen's day today, isn't it?
You couldn't get further away from Wayne Madsen, could you really? It was Yusuf bin Naeem. It was entirely the opposite end of his career. Wayne Madsen's fielding at extra cover, one without loss.
He has to open the batting today, doesn't he, Wayne Madsen?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't think he should. But I've never been particularly sentimental about these things. As Montgomery bowls to Benny Green, who goes back, tries to force it away, and misses it. Bale taken off somehow by an Aaron Donald, perhaps rebound off his pad. He's got his back to us. We're right behind the pitch they're playing on today. This one is driven. Oh, it goes through somebody. I won't say who. And away to the boundary for the first four. Wayne Madsen couldn't stop it.
I thought you weren't going to mention his name.
You've got to mention his name.
No.
You've got to mention his name. 5 for no wicket, Leicestershire as Green, who somebody told me earlier, and Radio Leicester listeners will probably be screaming at their radios, is the man who's got the most runs in the T20 Blast this season without hitting a 6. Remarkable. Wayne Madsen's only hit 1 this season, which is a bit down on his norm. That one is turned towards short fine leg by Green, and 5 runs come off the first over, 5 without loss. Nice steady start, Greg.
Exactly, just what you want on a fine, glorious summer's day here at Derbyshire.
Jack Morley is holding out his arm. He's like a tightrope walker when he marks his run-up out. Puts and goes heel to toe.
It's fascinating to see how bowlers measure out the run-up. A lot of them use the tape measure, but
Yeah, he does.
spinners can't be bothered.
He's scratching away. It's like an old hen. And he scratches away at the ground. He's going to be bowling initially to Eskenazi at 5 without loss. Hush around the ground as he bowls, and that one is tapped gently into the leg side. In off the boundary comes Bin Naeem, does the fielding, and they take another single. Eskenazi moves on to 2.
Are you looking forward to the 50-over competition, Dave?
Can't wait. We've got 10 days before that. I don't think I'm actually working before the 50-over competition starts, which is quite good because of the way the schedule is. To make it easier for players, Derbyshire have only played Monday, Wednesday, Friday and today this week, as this one is pushed up towards long on by Green for another single, 7 without loss. A trip to Alfreton to watch Burton yesterday in an England match that I failed to get to the end of last night. I could do with a lie-in at some point in the next few days. I've also got some paint peeling off a wall in the kitchen, so, a few days off won't be too bad. It's turned into the leg side by Eskenazi for another single, fielded there by Harry Kane, playing in only his 3rd game of the season. It's good to see Harry back in the side. Very kindly came out and spoke to us on Friday as well. He's seen all the games, but he's only played in 2 of them by Friday night. I thought he played very well. As this next delivery makes a bit of space for himself by stepping into the leg side there, Green, and pulls it straight to Kane.
Yeah, it looks like he's done well. I think it's always difficult when you're selected in a team late on in the competition as well.
When it's already gone. Morley bowls, steps into the leg side. Nice stop by Nick Potts, fielding on the edge of the circle at cover. Fine fielder, Potts, good arm. As we said in the build-up to the game, possibly the revelation of the season so far. Ben Aitchison's been the best player of the season, certainly in red ball cricket. Nick Potts has been the the revelation of the season for Derbyshire as Morley comes in and bowls. That one is pulled quite violently out towards Cow corner and goes all the way for 4. So Ben Green picks up a boundary off the final ball of the over to move to 9. 7 runs come off the Jack Morley over, and Leicestershire after 2, 12 without loss.
I don't understand why they're bowling the spinners both ends at the moment. I always think spinners should be bowling in after the power play, really slow down the innings and can control it a lot better with the fielders out, and especially the way the seamers are going for Derbyshire at the moment.
You think Akif would bowl? He doesn't bowl an awful lot in the power play. Akif Javed. Matthew Montgomery is going to continue from the City end in bowls, and that one has been put straight to Wayne Madsen, who takes his 75th catch in T20 cricket. And well, that was as soft a dismissal as you're likely to see for Stephen Eskenazi. He will be kicking himself as he's dismissed for 3 in the 3rd over. Matthew Montgomery picks up another wicket and becomes the latest Derbyshire bowler to get into double figures this season. And Leicestershire are 12 for 1.
And that is exactly why you bowl spinners from both ends, to get that breakthrough.
That's a sort of that's the reverse, isn't it? You've managed to do a reverse.
I'm learning.
Yes.
I'm learning.
Yeah, nicely done. Madsen won't get a sim. He probably had a lot harder catches than that as well over the course of his career, playing his 190th T20 blast match today. Remarkable, really. It does bring Rehan Ahmed out to bat. Been away on duty with the England T20 squad. I assume McCullum's still in charge of that. He's just taken them to number 1 in the world. But no longer in charge of the test team, if you missed that slightly earlier in the programme. As Montgomery bowls to Rian, who just clips that nicely into the leg side, runs straight down the middle of the pitch. Nicely done, as it's fielded there by McKeem. And he is off the mark, 13 for 1. Warming up is Akif Javed. He's a short third man as Benny Green just pushes that one up to mid-on. Now he's got 9 off 8, but he doesn't look like he's got an aggressive bone in his body, and we all know differently. Ben Green, the Leicestershire captain. Oh, he plays across the line of that one, bowled by Montgomery, dribbles out into the offside as he tries to flick it away into leg, and Martin Anderson comes in to do the fielding.
Seems like he's done really well, Ben Green, moving from Somerset to Leicester.
Helped them get promoted to the First Division last season on loan. Now we go. He's launched one down the ground. Just for a moment, Ross Whiteley was interested in potentially taking a catch. Takes it on the bounce and throws it in to an Aaron Donald, and Green moves on to 10, 14 for 1 with 1 ball of the 3rd over to go. Yeah, no, he's a good player, isn't he? It's Rian Ahmed on strike now. Pushes this out into the offside. Green sets off with a single. Anderson fields. There isn't one there. And that's 7. No, it isn't. It's 2 off the over. 14 and a wicket. 14 for 1 after 3.
Montgomery's doing what Madsen used to do a couple of years ago. Try and get through as many overs as possible. If you go below less than 6s, then he's done a fantastic job, and he's done pretty well in the power play, to be fair. A little bit hit and miss, but I think when he's bowling well, he's actually taken wickets.
Yes, he has. If you look at Wayne Madsen's wickets in T20 cricket, we're going to see Nick Potts, incidentally, bowl over at number 4. He only bowled in 3 matches in 2016. They were the first time he bowled, and then he seemed to bowl every time they played in 2017, and then it sort of tailed off again. And of course his shoulder issues with Italy mean that he no longer bowls at all in any form of cricket. A useful occasional off-spinner. Nick Potts is a useful medium fast, I would say, and that one is clouted away by Ben Green for 4. It was there to be hit, really. It was outside the off stump, right in the hitting arc, and Green obliged. 18 for 1.
As a batter, you're a lot more switched on first ball of any over, especially with a new bowler as well, because you think he's probably not 100% there yet. So you're lining that first ball up.
He certainly lined that one up. Green onto 14 off 11. As Potts is in, and this one is a fuller delivery. It's pushed up towards Matthew Montgomery, who's fielding at mid-off. They go through for a single. 19-4-1.
I've got a question for you, Dave.
Have you really? That's
Yes.
a surprise. What's your favourite biscuit? The Monarch stand, the only covered stand here at the OurCoop County Ground, is full. You don't often see it full. As Potts is into bowl to Ryan Ahmed, who pushes this one up to Montgomery at mid-off, and there's no run.
How many times
Yeah.
has the T20 competition name changed
Oh,
whilst Wayne Madsen has played?
that's never been a question.
And can you name...
Well, no, because we don't name sponsors on the BBC, so it's always been the T20 Blast, so never is my answer. What I would say is that the club, I'll come back to that in a moment, as Potts is on his way into bowl to Rehan Ahmed, bowls to him, and he pushes this into the leg side. Harry Kane with a tumbling stop keeps them down to a single, 20-1. Rehan moves on to 2. They have a hashtag. Again, but it's all called the Blast. That's nonsense. I'm not. You're doing AI again. I've told you, Greg. We're not allowed to do it unless we've been on a course. When he first played for Derbyshire have a once a Falcon, always a Falcon hashtag. And of course, when Wayne Madsen started, they were the Scorpions. So once a Scorpion, always a Falcon is Wayne Madsen's own hashtag. He wasn't there quite at the start when they were the Phantoms. They've had 3 different names. The Foxes have pretty much always been the Foxes. That's banged in short by Potts and pulled away for 6. Really good shot by Ben Green. That might be his first 6 of the season. Hang on a minute, let's have a look. That will ruin his the start of him being the batter who's got the most runs this season without hitting a 6. It will take me a while to find it because I didn't.
Fans are on the edge of the seat here, Dave.
Yes, I know. They're not, are they? They're not. They seldom are when I'm on air. Let's have a look. We'll get there in the end, possibly. Oh, that's a terrible wide from Nick Potts. It couldn't have been much wider without pitching on the cut strip, could it really? He's done well not to concede a no ball there. 27-1 now. I was looking at the wrong bit. So, come on, Fletcher, it's not that complicated, is it really? You've just got to tap a few bits on a screen. It's remarkable how tricky that can be. I hope it's right. Otherwise I'm going to look really silly again. Potts on his way in to bowl to Green. That would have been wide as well if he hadn't reached it outside off stump. It was a full toss and he manages to bunt it into the offside. 14 off the over, the most expensive one by some distance of the innings so far. 28-1 after 4.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good start for both teams, to be fair. I think one more wicket for Derbyshire and they're really into this middle order. Rayhan Ahmed, I believe, is going to be the rock for Leicestershire. He gets a good score. They'll put Leicestershire on the front foot here.
You'd just like to ignore the Ben Green start, I'd be obliged, everybody, because he'd hit either 2 or 3 sixes before this match. What's that all about? I've been sold an absolute pup here.
It's that AI platform that you've been using, Dave.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't because I don't use them. I don't know how to. Montgomery to bowl over number 5, and Green tries to hit the cover off this one. Manages to get it up to long on, where Whiteley does the fielding. Single taken, 29-1. That'll be the last Leicestershire stat I pull out of the bag today, because even the Leicestershire supporters who've heard me before, that down leg side and would be called wide. Rayhan Ahmed tried to sweep it away. Well, no, I do no research. I'm entirely reliant on a man with a camera out there who's sitting on a deck chair, what it looks like, in the middle of no man's land. This one has been slapped, and Wayne Madsen gets a second catch. of his special day at Extra Cover. Rian Ahmed can't believe that he's just hit that one straight to Wayne Madsen in exactly the same way that Stephen Eskenazi did, and Rian goes for 2. That is absolutely remarkable. It's 30 for 2.
When it's your day, and I think everything that Wayne's going to touch today is going to hopefully turn to gold. So great start for Derbyshire. One more wicket, and we know what the stats say.
Indeed, I'm happy with that stat. Clearly, 2 off 5 for Rian Ahmed.
Well, maybe this is Montgomery's day. When it rains, it pours in a good way for him. When he's bowling well, it seems like he takes the wickets.
Yeah, when it's your day, it's your day. He's got 2 for 29, his best figures, but the ones I highlighted on, this is 11th wicket of the season, incidentally. The one I highlighted on the sheet, which shouldn't really be highlighted, but it is, was 4 overs, 1 for 12, which was the 3rd most economical complete 4 overs in Derbyshire's history.
Well, it must be up there with Gazantha as well.
Gazantha and
Yorkshire.
And Langeveld was the other one. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And Gazantha bowled he got something like 2 for 6 at Headingley on the same day that Ben Aitchison took a 5 for. 30 for 2. Rishi Patel is the new batter, and he pushes the first ball up towards long on.
I always find it interesting when cricketers are moving to different counties. I don't understand why they're still playing.
No, he's off to Hampshire, isn't he? Rishi Patel. Next season, there's a few of them going there. This one is played by Green off the back foot again, up to Ross Whiteley again. It's a single. Finn Hudson-Prentice going there as well from Sussex, as they have a proper clear out ready for their first season back in the 2nd division next year. Hampshire, they will almost certainly, it would appear, finally get relegated from the 1st division of the county championship. Patel pushes this one up to Ross Whiteley, and they take a single. So each of the last 3 deliveries have gone exactly the same way after the dismissal of Rian Ahmed. Matthew Montgomery up to 11 wickets for the season now, joins Martin Anderson and Ben Aitchison on 11. This one is a quicker one, and it's cut away and beats the fielder on the edge of the circle, who is Harry Kame, and goes all the way for 4. So Ben Green picks up another boundary. He moves on to 28. It's 37 for 2 at the end of 5.
Yeah, Green a solid all-rounder and promoted himself to the top of the order, and he's really put in hopefully starting a great captain's performance at the top of the order.
Ashton Turner slated to come in next. He was the bane of Derbyshire's life last year when he was at Lancashire, scored a big century at Chesterfield in the championship match, and always seemed to score runs. Akif Javed to bowl over number 6. The over, they say, is the toughest one to bowl. Is it?
Well, it seems like Derbyshire are always losing a wicket in it when they're batting, so... But this, with the wind as well, being a left arm, it'll suit him swinging it back into the pads of Patel.
Yeah, Rishi Patel standing, waiting as Akif goes on his way in and bowls, and that one takes the edge and goes through to the keeper. Greg Cork's on fire. Akif Javed picks up his first wicket. He's surely it's not his 14th, it's 15th. It is. It's his 15th of the season. I didn't realise he'd got that many. And all of a sudden, Leicestershire are 37 for 3. Well done, Greg Cork.
Should have been doing this at the start of the competition. Maybe we could have been going through to the next round.
Well, what you were doing at the start of the competition was saying he should get 100 from here, or isn't he batting well? And now you need to go the other way.
Well, hopefully, if I'm needed next season, I know what I need to do, Dave.
I'm not sure how many of us will be needed next season, but I know what you're saying. Rishi Patel goes for 2, incidentally, off 3 deliveries. I think it disappeared off the screen away to my left, and the scoreboard's a waste of space. Wicket, we know it's a wicket. There we go. It's back again, 37 for 3. We're in the final over of the power play. They're the stats. Even David Griffin doesn't keep power play stats. That's one of his projects for the winter, but it'd be fascinating to see the percentage of games you win if you win the power play. Just something else we can chuck in. In a quiet moment, Greg. Ashton Turner, as mentioned, is the new batter. There's a slip in place. It's Wayne Madsen. And that one is pushed out into the offside. They go through for a quick single. There's half a thought there in Benaim's mind to throw the stumps down, but holds onto the ball. I'm not sure whether there was anybody backing up because Wayne Madsen had moved to slip. Now he's gone to short fine leg. I've never seen him field there. If he takes a catch at short fine leg, we can all go home because that would just top it off. Green on 28 off 17. Pushes this one out to Benaim, who almost, not for the first time this season, gets fooled by the spin as the ball hits an old wicket end.
Late on in the summer, especially with how deep we are in the season, when the ends are getting wary and roughed up, any spin on the ball is really exaggerating. It's sometimes difficult to predict how far it's going to spin or bounce.
The outfield at Chester Street looked like the middle of this square. It would look like 1976. It was like life on Mars. Keith Bowles strikes the pad as Green plays across the line of that one. Left armer pushing it across him. Hang on, umpires just checking where he's landing. Is he landing in the danger zone? He's suggesting he might be. Move across, please, he says. That's either Mr. Widdop or Mr. Pratt. I think that's Simon Widdop, but I'm not sure. They both have black trousers, pink tops and baseball caps on. And my eyes are old. 38 for 3 it remains. Here comes Akif Javed again. Green has a swing and a miss at that one. That swung violently after it went over the stumps as well, because Aaron Donald took it running towards Wayne Madsen at fine leg. It's been a good over so far from Akif.
Strong over so far, and will set the tone for the next couple of overs up till the halfway point.
I wonder if we had drinks breaks on Friday night.
Following the World Cup, these hydration breaks, I know you really like them, Fletch.
I was really hoping the crowd would boo it, but they didn't. Here comes Akif then to complete the over, and that one is just pushed into the leg side, straight to Harry Kamen. Has a shy at the stumps and misses. No, he doesn't. He doesn't let go of the ball. That's the reason there were no bails coming off, because he held on to the ball. 39 for 3 at the end of the over. That's the power play done and dusted. And Greg Cork, I would suggest that Derbyshire will be the happier of the two sides.
Absolutely. Some big wickets there. With them 3 wickets, destructive batters at the top of the order there that they've managed to dismiss, so Derbyshire will be really comfortable now. Now it's just spin galore if I was out there.
Spintastic. It's Sufyan Makeem, bit of left arm wrist spin. He's been good since he arrived at the start of the second half of the campaign. 9 wickets already. Chance to become yet another bowler to get into double figures. 6 of them have got double figures in wickets now, with Montgomery's 2 today. McKeem bowls, and that one is cut to Wayne Madsen, hence the cheer. Where the Wayne Madsen fan club is today. Probably all the way around the ground, in all honesty. McKeem bowls. That one is played out towards the cover boundary. Harry Kane is very watchful of the bounce out there. The outfield is as good now as it has been all season. In all honesty, it's not great still, but
there's still a few more overs in this match to go, Dave.
For what? For
Misfield.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. But yeah, no. But walking across the outfield earlier today, it was noticeable how flat it was. As McKeem bowls, that one's turned into the leg side nicely by Turner, but in off the boundary comes Potts to do the fielding. Single is taken. Was that Green? No, it was Turner. He moves to 2, 41 for 3. 2 runs off the first 3 balls of the Sufyan McKeem over, and he has pulled this one. He's pulled it nowhere. I
thought that went to deep.
Well, I'm looking at
wicket,
Yusuf bin Naeem
corner.
waiting for him to take a catch, and the ball dribbles into the leg side and barely gets onto the pitch next to the one we're playing on. McKeem bowls. This one is slapped down to a long off.
Have you been impressed with the 2 overseas this season, Dave?
I love watching Sufyan McKeem. I've got absolutely no idea what he's bowling. But he's good fun to watch. Akif Jabid has got better and better as this competition has gone on. If he'd have been as good at the start as he is now, I think Derbyshire might have had a bit better luck. That one's a reverse sweep, and that'll go all the way for 4. Nice shot from Ashton Turner, who wasn't standing on ceremony there. McKeem just stands at the end of his follow-through and strokes his chin thoughtfully. 46 for 3 at the end of 7 runs off the over. We've had 1 double figure over so far. But yeah, I mean, Akif Jabid, I don't think he bowled a Yorker until 3 games ago, and he must have taken half of his wickets with Yorkers.
Yeah, it seems like most of his dismissals back end of this competition, he's taken out all 3 stumps.
Yeah, but he wasn't doing it at the start.
I just think it's another what-if competition for Derbyshire this season.
Oh, you're not kidding.
And especially, they'll probably win today.
Oof.
And they'll be really disappointed.
Jack Morley's back, sees Green take a step into the leg side, bowls it wide outside the off stump. He reaches for it and picks up a single to Martin Anderson at backward point. The Radio Leicester listeners might agree with you on that one. They may agree with you, who knows. And those watching on the stream as well. This one is beaten out into the offside for a single by Turner, who moves to 748 for 3.
And it always seems like a big partnership gets any visitors over the line against Derbyshire, and this is probably going to be one of them crucial partnerships.
Clipped up to long on by Green for a single. 49 for 3. Mark B's having a go at me now on Blue Sky. Taking issue with my view on Nick Potts, interestingly, as this one is playing a miss from Turner. Taken by Donald behind the stumps. He says, I don't deny he's taken wickets far too often. He's leaked too many runs and often allowed the opposition too much momentum. He has been this season's Pat Brown. That one is another attempt to cut, another miss from Ashton Turner. It's a good bit of bowling this by Jack Morley. Well, we'll agree to differ, Mark Beck. I think it's Mark Beck. I think he's been really good this season, and that includes in the championship matches he's played as well. Next delivery is driven. Good to get bat on ball, I think, there for Turner, and he gets 4 runs for it down towards the backward point boundary. And it's a real shame that the final ball of the over goes to the boundary for 4, because it had been a really tight, solid over from Jack Morley up until that point.
It's just a classic final ball of the over, try and do something a little bit different, and the batters capitalised on that. It was a quicker, wide Yorker. I think he was trying to hit them blue lines, and Turner just used the pace, and we know what the outfield's like once it passes the 30-yard circle.
Yeah, raced away to the boundary in front of the members' pavilion. Sufyan McKeem will bowl, or continue to bowl from the city end, clipped into the legs. No, that's my phone. Apologies. 54 for 3. Always the professional.
Always, you can always make a mistake, Dave. Don't worry.
You think? I think I've got a mistake in me. I was looking.
Only one.
That's Freddie's fault. I was trying to see a post that he put up, but McKeem bowls, reverse sweep, comes out 4 runs, out towards what had been backward point, turned into deep backward square leg for Ashton Turner, who's now played 2 of those. He moves on to 14.
And when the batters are playing shots like this, it's very difficult to defend. They've changed the field now, so they've got deep point because he's played 2 really strong shots with a reverse sweep, and Point is now gone to another cover.
McKean lifts his left leg up before he starts his running. This one has been cut away down to that man on the backward point boundary. It was Harry Kemp. Turner picks up another single. He moves to 16.59 for 3 in the 9th over. Have you had to go on the penny farthing yet, or was that what we're saving that till half time?
Yeah, you and me.
McKean bowls down the track, comes Green, and he's stumped. A big wahoo at that one. And Aaron Donald did the rest. McKean picks up his 10th wicket of the season and joins the double figure club. And Ben Green goes for 34, it's 59 for 4.
Green will be really frustrated there because he did all the hard work in the power play, all being a little bit slow, but he was very watchful, and then this was the period now where he just rotates a strike, get their overseas batter on, Ashton Turner, and get up the other end.
Yeah, 34 off 29 with 4 fours and a 6. As Ben Cox comes out to bat for the Foxes.
Won this competition with Worcester, hasn't he?
Yes. Did he win it in the same team as Ross Whiteley? He won it with Worcestershire, didn't he? I'm fairly sure. Before moving on to Hampshire and then back to Derbyshire. Of course, and Aaron Donald, another former Hampshire player in this Derbyshire side, moved there from Glamorgan. The music's gone slightly quiet, which is very pleasant. 59 for 4. Well, I didn't mind The Cure. I don't know what this one is. Jimmy Eat World. You know this one, Colsey? You're down with the kids. Telling me about your five-a-side earlier. One of the youngsters. 59 for 4. So, wicketkeeper Ben Cox plays the first ball up to long off that he faces from Sufyan McKean, and he gets off the mark. 60 for 4 with 1 ball to go of the 9th over. See how windy it is on the side screen. That is basically a big black tarpaulin covering a section of the Seat Unique stand at the far end of the ground as McKean bowls and Ashton Turner turns it into the leg side. Very quickly in there is Yusuf Bin Naeem and keeps them down to a single. 61 for 4 then. 8 runs off the Mocking over, but a wicket. Derbyshire continue to take wickets, and there's Martin Anderson for the first time. He's bowled the final over of the first half of the Leicestershire innings.
Do you see Yusuf in your 50 over team?
Yes. Yes.
Where do you think he should bat?
I think he should come in at 3, but the makeup of the 50 over team is still very much up in the air. I'm not sure we'll see Lewis Rees as he continues to recover from that ankle injury. They want him firing on all cylinders as a bowler as much as a batter. In the final 6 games in the county championship, Anderson in. That is pushed to backward point. And think about a run. There's a shy at the stumps there from Jack Morley.
He's broken the stump.
Has he broken it?
Thrown it that hard, he's broken off stump.
Doesn't know his own strength, Jack Morley.
Umpire signalling to the groundsman.
Yeah, now he's picked a stump out from his end and waved it in the air, but that stump is in 2 pieces. Martin Anderson's picked it up with a glue, it'll be fine. Yeah, so I don't think we're going to see Lewis Rees. Obviously, we won't see an Aaron Donald. He's away.
And probably the good thing about Derbyshire is they haven't got too many people going to play in the 100. One person. And also as well, these guys that are injured, hopefully the timing's right that they can come back and put their name in the hat for Mickey to make we hope the tough decision and who's going to be that starting 11.
I'm sure Zach Chappell will be desperate to play in it because he hasn't played since, he was injured in the build-up to the game at Lord's in the County Championship, so we haven't seen him for a good while now, Zach. Told us on air at Trent Bridge he had gout. It turns out he's got a broken bone in his foot. or had a broken bone in his foot. So it wasn't gout.
Similar things then.
Couldn't be more alike, really. 61 for 4. As Anderson bowls a short delivery, it's pulled down the ground to Ross Whiteley for a single by Ashton Turner. He moves on to 18, 62 for 4. We'll see Amrit Basra come back into the side. Rory Hayden, of course, will play in the One Day Cup. That's where he...
And Bashir?
Well, that's a good question. That is a good question. There will not be an overseas player, because I'm told that Caleb Jewell probably won't play in the One Day Cup. Mohammed Abbas definitely won't play in the One Day Cup. He'd be away with Pakistan anyway, but I don't think he'd have played. As Anderson is in, that one is pushed off the back foot, out into the offside by Cox. They're coming back for the second as well, as Potts throws the ball in. It's a wild throw, and there's a possibility of a third here, but they decide against it. It missed the stumps by about 5 yards. Martin Anderson couldn't take it in. He's limping now, which is not good news. He has a strapping, I noticed when he was in his shorts earlier, warming up. There's a strapping on his, I assume it's his right knee. Looking by the way he's limping, I can never remember which one it is. When they face you, it's the different side, isn't it?
All bowlers limp as well, and then he'll be absolutely fine.
Yeah. In he goes, and that one is whipped into the leg side by Cox out towards Bin Naeem for a single. Cox moves on to 465 for 4. But it does sound as though Wayne Madson's going to play in the One Day Cup from what he was saying to me earlier on. Looking forward to that. He hasn't played in the One Day Cup for a couple of seasons because of the 100. So in comes Anderson, edged, and away it goes to the right of an Aaron Donald, down to the boundary for 4. Turner moves to 22. A little bit fortunate there, but it dropped short of where a first slip would have been, and probably to the left of where a first slip would have been. Turner moves to 22, 69 for 4. I took a screenshot of a stat I wanted to read out. Posted by David Griffin, of course. Trouble is I've got to find it. As Anderson is in, that one is on leg stump and clipped away down towards deep backward square leg. There's a bit of a run around the boundary for Harry Kane. They come back for 2. Turner moves to 24, and it's 10 off the over. 71 for 4 at the halfway stage. Derbyshire remain happy.
Looks like Anderson is struggling here, limping around, and I think they're trying to hide him at short third man or short fine leg. Hopefully he doesn't, it's not a sustaining injury, this, because he's going to be needed in the 50 over competition, especially with the form that he's had mostly over this T20 competition.
Sofian McKean to continue. No drinks break. Excellent news. It was on this day in 2009 that Wayne Madsen actually made his debut for Derbyshire. That was against Gloucestershire at Cheltenham. It's remarkable how these things come around, isn't it? Oh, swing, and did he hit it? If he did, it's a potential miss. No, buys. It came off an Aaron Donald and went down to third man. 72 for 4. Brings Turner back on to strike. He's got 24 off 14 and may well hold the key here for Leicestershire. Swart, Everson, Davey, Hull and Green to come as Ashton drives that down the ground. And it's a half stop by Jack Morley. And then when he goes to throw it, you don't see that very often in professional cricket. You see it a lot in the amateur game where somebody goes to throw it and it just comes out of his hand before he throws it and it goes behind him, and he almost threw it over the boundary, but they came back for a second. Well done to Jack for...
It's a sun cream in his hands, that's what it is. Well, slipped out of his hands.
Shouldn't have any of that. McKean bowls. Turner clips it down towards Akif Jabbar. He's giving chase, in fairness to him, but he's leaving it for Bin Naeem to complete the fielding, and they pick up 2 more. Turner moves on to 28, 76 for 4. McKean with the wicket of Ben Green in his final game for Derbyshire, of course. And Madsen, not the only player who we probably won't see again As that one is pushed down the ground, this time Morley up. Picks it up and throws it and gets a standing ovation from the supporters.
I hope they're Leicester supporters giving them a bit of chirp, not the Derbyshire supporters.
The only time I've ever seen trouble inside this ground was when they were playing Leicestershire, and there was rival Leicestershire factions. There's an appeal for leg before wicket, pitched outside the leg stump, I fancy, and the ball goes out into the offside. Umpire.
We're in the best position here, aren't we?
Well, apart from the fact that we can't see where it hit him, umpire Greg Court gave it out straight away. I'm glad I'm not batting when you're umpiring. There was a couple of iffy decisions in the club match I saw last night, or yesterday afternoon. That one is driven down the ground by Turner, fielded by Ross Whiteley. Ashton Turner moves to 30, and at the end of that one, they are 79 for 4. Leicestershire just starting to build a bit of a partnership. The last wicket fell at 61. As I say, I think these two pretty much hold the key.
Derbyshire are in a comfortable position here, controlling the run rate. They get one more wicket and they're really into the middle to lower order. Got quite a long tail, Leicester have. Be good to see the two youngsters as well bowling for Leicester in Josh Hull and Alex Green. Josh Hull obviously played for England and then went off the radar. So.
Well, he was picked too early, wasn't it? Which is something that England tend to do to players, and bless him, it wasn't his fault, but he was
similar to Hartley as well.
Very new to first-class cricket, really, Josh Hull, and disappeared as soon as he arrived. Akif Jabed from the racecourse end bowls to Ashton Turner, who can do no more than push it straight back to him, but then he doesn't pick the ball up and allows them to get through for a single, which is a bit sloppy, really.
He should have got down and stopped that, even if he is a fast bowler. Just get a boot on it or something like that.
Pick it up. Mark's been back on. He's just clarifying. He was referring specifically to the T20 campaign. He said if Zach had been fit, then I suspect Nick would not have played. I think that's entirely true. I don't think Nick Potts necessarily would have played if Zach Chappell had been fit. And he has bowled the odd expensive over as well as Akif is in again. Oh, and he's bowled him. You could see him being bowled from the moment it left his arm there as Ben Cox moved into the offside to try and play it down fine into leg. He just bowled it at the stumps, and a slower delivery, and it completely deceives Ben Cox. Leicestershire at 80 for 5.
They've got three players out on the leg side on the boundary. They had fine leg, deep square leg and deep mid wicket as well, and he's trying to sweep Derbyshire's quickest bowler, who's bowling some wonderful Yorkers over the past couple of games, and he wasn't going to get much from it than a one. It was a very high risk shot for very low reward. So Derbyshire really happy now, breaking this partnership that looked like it was just going in the right direction for Leicester. So Derbyshire on the front foot.
No question. As Ruan Deswalt comes in, a left-hander. Unsurprisingly. I was going to say unsurprisingly from South Africa, but he was born in Kempton. I assume that must be a Kempton in South. There must be a Kempton in South Africa. Surely he played for South Africa, for Northerns, the Dolphins, as well as Northwest. A T20 career of 31 matches, high score of 45, 25 wickets as well. So still, I was going to say relatively young, relatively inexperienced for a 28-year-old. He's not been on my radar, I have to say.
Going back to Josh Hull and Hartley, what are your thoughts on, if you were England selector, Dave, do you pick talent or do you pick stats?
Well, you combine the two, don't you? Because you watch the game. That's what they need to do, is watch the cricket. I mean, they pick it on data, don't they? But if you don't see the bowler bowling or see the batter batting, as Akif is in to Deswalt, who pushes this out to the offside, Madsen fields and he's up like a coiled spring, but they get through for a single. 81 for 5. I think that's been part of the issue, really. they've not. The irony being, of course, that Shoaib Bashir they saw on a video and liked the way he bowled, and he'd barely played any red ball cricket. I think he'd played 6 games of first-class cricket when he made his England debut.
It's a bit like Jacob Bethel, isn't it?
Well, yes. Then everybody goes on. Jacob Bethel had never scored a century in professional cricket. Well, of course he hasn't. That one is fetched around the corner. He didn't get all of that turn. That might even have come off his gloves, certainly high up on the bat. He moves to 32, 82 for 5. But yeah, it's
going to be interesting to see who they replace Ben Stokes with.
Well, it's only the start, isn't it? I can't imagine that Rob Key's going to last very much longer either. Marcus North has just taken up residence as the head of selectors. Stand by for Marcus North to become head of English international cricket. That's certainly the word around the game. As Akif Javed bowls, this one is lifted down towards third man. De Swart just stands and watches, waits for it to bounce into the hands of the fielder down there, who I'm fairly sure is Sufyan Makeem, and then takes the single after he realises that Ashton Turner's alongside him. It's not Jack Morley, is it? He's not wearing a cap. Jack Morley's over there, surely. Anyway, perhaps they're just chanting his name because they like him. What's not to like about the Rochdale Richards? Akif Javed bowls full delivery outside off stump, clipped into the offside. Wayne Madsen does the fielding, and the over comes to an end, and a fairly decent one at that. 84 for 5 now, just 5 runs off the over and a wicket. Leicestershire are struggling to post what I would suggest would be a competitive total. I think it's the same pitch they played on a couple of weeks ago. They played on a used pitch against Somerset, didn't they? Or slightly to the left of us, but they've definitely played right in front of us before this season. I've got a nasty suspicion it might be a hybrid.
I've been really impressed with Sufyan over the past couple of games. Just needed him to start the competition like this. Just a bit too late for Derbyshire, and it's another what-if scenario.
There's been plenty of those. That one's been slapped out to cow corner by Ashton Turner off the first ball of a new Matthew Montgomery over from the City end, and he moves on to 37 now, 88 for 5. Montgomery's final over, 2 for 20 his figures at the moment. 2 for 29 are his best of the season, so has the chance to better that. As he bowls and Turner clips it up towards Ross Whiteley at long on. Of course, he's fooled by the bounce, not the first fielder on this outfield to be fooled by the bounce, and they get back for a couple. Turner to 39, 90 for 5 in the 13th over. And it's a good crowd. For a game with nothing particularly riding on it, it's a wide delivery from Montgomery. Yes, people had already bought tickets, and yes, I'm sure a few have walked up to see Wayne Madsen's final game in T20 cricket for Derbyshire, or in any domestic league. Oh, Turner has smashed that back. He's knocked De Swart off his feet. He dropped his bat. They've gone through for a single. That could have been very unpleasant. He hit it quite hard. In fact, it looks like it hit him in the hand, the way he's wringing out his right hand.
Luckily, it wasn't on his body, or else that could have been pretty nasty. But it looks like he hit it onto his bat, and it could have actually gone onto his body.
So it's knocked the bat out of his hand. Is that yeah?
But umpires nowadays are wearing helmets.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you've seen, whilst you've been commentating this season, any umpires that have...
I don't think I've seen it in this country, no. I don't think.
They just hit it so hard nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
These bats are just bigger.
We spend half the time and they're at the club in a gym, don't they? De Swart has gone for the big slug sweep and he's out. Leg before wicket. Appeal from Montgomery. The South African's not for leaving, but he's got to go. Ashton Turner had already run the leg by, but De Swart goes for 2. And then 92 for 6 now are Leicestershire, as we lose another raft of Radio Leicester listeners.
Turner's the big wicket now that Derbyshire want. Turner can stay in there for a couple more overs. He may be able to help Leicester post a competitive total, which we've seen at the moment. Anything around 200 is challenging for any team to try and chase.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you'll come up with some stats about the highest chase that Derbyshire have done and everything like that.
There'll be a stat in there. I might not come up with it immediately, but there'll be one. Don't worry. Do you want to win 3 games in a season when 2 of them are Leicestershire? That's the other question. Possibly not. This is the battle to make sure whichever one of these teams wins doesn't finish bottom of the North Group, which I think is widely regarded as the weakest of the groups.
Obviously, this is Wayne Madson's day. What's been the highlight for you? T20 innings that he's played.
Joey Everson's there's no doubt the century against Durham. Joey Everson, the new batter, clips the first ball into the leg side from Montgomery and takes a single 93 for 6. But it wasn't just the century. It's everybody's favourite middle order batter who's cleared the media centre. Alex Hughes was out there with him. And Alex Hughes was very wary of Wayne getting to this century and sort of not shepherded him. That would be the wrong word. That makes it sound like he needed help. As that one is turned by Turner into the leg side. They're going to come back for the second. The throw comes in. They're not going to come back for the second. Excellent work from Nick Potts, racing in from the boundary. The over comes to an end at 93, 94. No, they didn't run, did they?
1 run.
Did they run? Oh yes, they weren't going to come back for the second. 94 for 6, 10 off the Matthew Montgomery over, who finishes with 3 for 26, which are his best figures of the season, and he's now got 12 wickets for the campaign. But Alex Hughes knew he had the opportunity to win the game with a 1 blow himself and declined it essentially. Otherwise he would have left Wayne stranded on 97, 98, something like that, but he declined it. And Manson then got to his century. There was a terrific photograph, one of David Griffin's on the big screen in the build-up to the game of him celebrating that century with some gusto. 2 centuries in T20 cricket for Wayne Madsen. Morley begins a new over. That one is just dismissed by Ashton Turner out over the extra cover boundary for 4 runs. That was as dismissive a shot as we've seen so far today from the Australian. 98 for 6 now, Leicestershire.
Not a good ball there from Morley, just was very wide, back of a length, and Turner, who oozes in class, just hit over extra cover for 4.
I've got a low light as well as Morley bowls. This one's on the stumps and turned into the leg side. Turner clips it away, and they're going to come back for the second now as the ball comes in from the deep from Yusuf bin Naeem. They do get 2, and the 100 comes up for Leicestershire as Turner moves on to 47. The low light was when he opened the bowling against Hampshire in the quarter-final of 2017, I think. Morley bowls, that's a quickish delivery. It's driven out into the offside by Turner for a single. Turner moves on to 48, 101 for 6. Shahid Afridi got him. And then he dropped Shahid Afridi in the next over when he was still thinking about how many runs he'd conceded in the first one. It was awful. As Morley bowls. That one's turned into the leg side. Morley goes chasing after it himself towards the edge of the 30-yard circle. He leaves it in the end for bin Naeem, who hurls the ball at the stumps. Wayne Madsen, for fear of breaking a finger, lets it go past, and it's backed up by Martin Anderson, and Everson moves on to 103 for 6. At that point in 2017, which was only my second season, as Morley's in again. That one's turned into the leg side by Everson, who moves to 104 for 6. I thought, well, there'll be another one round the corner sometime. Not so many.
You don't get a lot of hundreds nowadays, do you?
No.
T20, and it's a good effort, even if you...
Quarterfinals I was talking about, but you don't get hundreds either. No, you're right. Yeah, I thought there'd be another one. There'll be another one along soon. That's driven out into the offside, straight to Madsen by Turner, who moves on to 49. 105 for 6, 11 off the over. And you're right, Ashton Turner holds the key here. You would say Joey Everson is a useful cricketer, no doubt about it.
Yeah, because I think he was at Notts, then he went down to Kent.
Yeah, I think
Another one that's moved.
I think he might only. Oh, gosh, you see, this is my apologies to Leicestershire supporters listening. I think he's on loan at Leicestershire. I think. I could be horribly wrong.
You can't keep up nowadays, all these low moves and
my excuse.
2 games here, 2 games there.
Martin Anderson's back. Dodgy knee and all. This time from the city end. Bowles, and Turner will get to a half century with a single out towards mid-wicket. And he will get a round of applause, surely. Yes, he will. There we go. In T20s. This is 21st half century. He's yet to make a century, and as far as Leicestershire are concerned, there'd be no better time to do it rather than today. 50 off 30 balls, and Derbyshire will be very keen to see the back of him as Anderson comes into bowl to Everson, who clips it into the leg side. He'll move on to 5 with a single, 107 for 6.
How's Donald going to play at the top of the order, Dave? Is he going to be reserved, do you think?
I would guess not. That was just a hunch. Bull, China shop. Anderson beholds, that one is clipped just into the leg side for a single. Martin is holding at his knee now. That's not good to see. He's got 10 days between now, just about 10 days between now and the first one-day cup match, which is here against Durham.
10 days in the semi-final on Wednesday.
On the 21st, it is Tuesday. And a couple of away games follow as Anderson is in. Everson clips it into the leg side. Potts fields. Single is taken. 109 for 6.
There's a lot of travelling in that competition, the 50 over.
It's lunacy, isn't it? Yeah.
Do you think they'll ever regionalise it?
Well, they should have it. Well, I don't think they will, but it's nice that they don't, because you get to see 1 or 2 teams you don't normally see. That one is pushed into the ground, goes bouncing over Martin Anderson, and is just prevented from going for 4 by Ross Whiteley. Ball then thrown in by Jack Morley, and they get back for a couple as Turner moves to 53. 111 for 6. Nicely fielded by Whiteley, who's looking at his elbow straight away. It's very hard out there at the ground, unsurprisingly. No irrigation system as yet here in Derby. This one is, well, he tries to pull it, Turner, and he pushes it, I don't know, 3 feet into the leg side off the bottom edge of the bat. The over comes to an end, 112 for 6 with 5 overs remaining. So 7 runs off that one. We've now resorted to Eurovision entrance as the crowd-pleasing music. Although, in fairness, this wasn't a bad Eurovision entry, but really, that was the Eurovision entry, I think, wasn't it? Spaceman by the bloke with the long blonde hair. Can't remember his name now. It's embarrassing, really, isn't it? It wasn't Katrina and the Waves, anyway. Nick Potts is back. I'm by myself on that one. Sam Ryder, that's him. My phone comes to the rescue again. 1 over for 14 so far from Nick Potts. Backing up Mark Beck's claim that he's very expensive. Can he prove to me that he's better than that? He's in and bowls, and Turner, it's not even a cricket shot, turns it into the leg side for a single, moves to 55, 113 for 6.
And I think it's difficult for Potts. He always bowls a few overs in the power play as well, where batters are just going to go after him. And I think what he's done so well this season is he's brought it back quite nicely.
Yeah, bowls death overs as well. He's got a good moustache. There's nothing that is not to like about Nick Potts.
Who do you think's quieter out of Nick Potts and Martin Anderson?
Martin just, I think. Potts is coming out of his shell a bit, as this one is played off the back foot to a backward point, so it's Potts bowling and Anderson fielding. The two quiet men of Matthew Montgomery's not exactly noisy. 114 for 6. Single to Everson takes him on to 7.
It just seems like when you bang it in a little bit shorter, it doesn't really come onto the bat. It doesn't seem like the pitch is true, obviously, with the weather and the conditions that we've got here.
That would be fair. It looks a bit scruffy, the pitch, when you're close up to it. Bowls this one wide of the off-stump pot. It's pulled into the leg side by Turner for a single. He moves to 56 off 35, 115 for 6 now.
And you've just seen Turner of 56 got his eye in. Even he's struggling to get the timing of the pitch. So seems like this is going to be below 200, but
It's another Old Trafford Durham kind of scenario. It's 150 at Old Trafford, 165 at Durham. This one is full, nicely bowled by Potts, driven back towards him by Everson, and Potts fields off his own bowling, gets his body in the way of that one. Dot ball, 115 for 6.
But Derbyshire need to realise that they don't need to go berserk at all.
Well,
They just need to play smart, conventional cricket.
they were chasing 166 to win at Durham and made 164 6. Another slightly irritating defeat from a Derbyshire perspective. No flags to see. You can see the trees at the far end. The wind is still there, blowing from left to right as we look. That'll be a wide down the leg side, not taken cleanly by Donald. 116 for 6. The scoreboard rather helpfully tells us what it is.
Which result's been most frustrating for you, Dave, this season?
The one at Headingley where they lost by 2 wickets when AJ Tai and Hassan Ali, who'd played more than 400 games of T20 cricket between them, both managed to score their T20 highest scores in the same match and see Yorkshire over the line. That was there for the taking, that one. Shorter delivery from Potts, pulled into the leg side out towards Bin Naeem by Everson, who moves to a run of ball 8, 117 for 6. That was particularly irritating, I have to say. They should have beaten Durham in the opening game of the season here. They should have beaten Yorkshire at Chesterfield, but then should have lost it because Yorkshire only needed 2 runs to win off the last ball. And got 1. There's Potts in, bowls to Turner, who lifts this out towards long off. Montgomery will field. And Potts gets out of the over nicely. 6 from the over, 118 for 6 with 4 overs to go. And the other tie, the one at Old Trafford, they should have won it. Then they conceded 8 runs off 2 balls, the 4th and 5th of the final over. Nick Potts was bowling it, so they then should have lost it. And Potts then bowled a magnificent Yorker to dismiss Matty Hurst to complete the tie. So they've either tied or lost games in all manner of ways that seemed impossible watching the game live. But it is all ifs, buts and maybes, isn't it? I mean, you either win games or you don't, and Derbyshire simply haven't. And I'm sure Leicestershire supporters will be equally frustrated. 118 for 6. Sufyan McKeem is back. He's driven down the ground for 6. First ball by Ashton Turner. He moves to 63, 124 for 6. It's the first shot in anger from Ashton Turner for a while. When he got all of that, Jack Morley has to go over the advertising boards to retrieve the ball.
Playing a really smart innings here, as you said, not too many high-risk shots, a couple of reverse sweeps, but he backs himself, rotates a strike, and he's 63 off 37 balls in a blink of an eye.
Well, he hasn't done what Ben Green did and walked past one. He was stumped by an Aaron Donald. This time he drives it down the ground, and it's going to be 4 more, I fancy, is it? No, he just might have got a hand to that one, Sufyan McKeem. Jack Morley does the fielding, much to the delight of his fan club, be they Leicestershire fans or Derbyshire fans.
And what do you think Mickey Arthur's going to say at the end of the game?
Well, I know what he's going to say. He's going to say that he's been out several key bowlers. He should have had Gazanfar as McKean bowls, and this one is cut quite straight by Everson up towards a wide long off for a single. 126 for 6. He'll say that they played good cricket for 95% of the time, which is probably true.
Well, the net run rate shows that, doesn't it?
And he will tell me that they do indeed have a psychologist, because I am going to ask him about getting over the line. Ashton Turner has driven this next delivery from McKean down the ground for 6 more. That's bigger than the first one. He moves to 70 now. This has been a really good innings from Ashton Turner. We expected little else, really. 132 for 6 now, and he's giving Leicestershire a chance here in Derby.
I would say 180 on this wicket with the conditions will be a pretty good score for Leicestershire to boast, and it'll be a great chase if Derbyshire can knock it off. Just seems like he's bowling in the slot at the moment. Need to bowl it into the wicket.
100 balls have been bowled, 20 remain as McKean bowls, and Turner mistimes that, really clips it into the leg side. Thinking about coming back for the second. They will get back for the second as Bin Naeem does the fielding out there. Turner moves to 72 of 40. 134 for 6 now as Sufyan McKean is about to bowl his final over. Final ball of his final over, and it's been launched down the ground for 6 more. 3 sixes in the over. Turner moves to 78. It's 140 for 6 at the end of 18, and that has changed the complexion of this game enormously. 22 runs coming off the over, the most expensive by some distance of the Derbyshire innings, and Sufyan McKean in his final game for Derbyshire finishes with 1 for 43 from his 4 overs as Akif Javed returns. That was a damaging over from a Derbyshire perspective, and there's that 95% and the 5%.
Well, I think in T20 there's always going to be a couple of overs that go for quite a lot of runs, and it's always, the most important thing is it's always the over after. If Javed can have a really good over here, it sort of nullifies slightly the over before that. So it's all about sort of trying to pair them overs together. So you've got to now bowl for your partner.
Keith Javed, he'll bowl overs number 18 and 20. He's been bowling over 17 and 19. Perhaps he'd have been better bowling over 17. That was left to Sufyan McKean. He's swapping Jack Morley with Martin Anderson. Jack Morley slightly more mobile, I would say, given that Martin Anderson is hobbling around the outfield at the moment. And here comes Akif. 2 for 7 from his 2 overs so far. Bowls to Everson, who just clips this down to fine leg. Morley's running around and can't get there, so he was more mobile than Anderson. However, he still wasn't quick enough to get around, and that raced away with the pace of Akif Javed. 4 to Everson, who moves to 13. 144 for 6.
It's interesting, the thought process. If Anderson was coming into this game injured or not 100%, especially with nothing riding on this game, and Anderson being a big player in the 50 over competition, why is he playing?
And an even bigger player in the county championship as well. As Akif's in again, that was bang on target, and Everson pushes it up to Ross Whiteley, who's at a conventional mid-on. 145 for 6. Everson moves on to 14 off 11. The partnership with that 4 moves past 50. 53 it's worth now from 28 deliveries.
Because they could have brought in, well, Kane was already playing, so he could have gone top of the order with Donald as their similar sort of batters, and then you bring
Guest.
Or Brooke Guest, and you bring a Basra in to get him up to speed for the 50 over competition. But
I'm quite sure why Brooke Guest isn't anywhere near this T20 side, if I'm entirely honest with you. Javed bowls, that one's a full toss. It's pushed out towards Madsen, who was a shot at the stumps, fancies a run out in his final appearance, but misses the stumps to get through for the single. 146 for 6, Turner on to 79. be sorely tempted to have Brooke Guest in this T20 side, quite personally.
Who would you drop for him?
Well, it's not my decision, is it? I just have him in. It's up to the coach who he drops. Keith Jabber bowls. That's swung into the leg side and goes. Does it go all the way for 6 or did it bounce in front of the rope? We will find out now, and it's 4. But it evaded Harry Kane down there. The 150's up now for Leicestershire. And what, at one point, at 94 for 6 after 13 overs, didn't look like being much of a contest. All of a sudden starts to get slightly concerning for Derbyshire here with 14 balls to go. If they get up to 170, that might be a winning score.
But the thing is here, they're playing sensible cricket. The partnership's up to 58. I believe it's probably the biggest partnership so far in it, and it's Everson and Turner that are hopefully going to put Leicester on the board with a good score.
Jabber bowls, turns into a full toss as he misses the Yorker. It's guided out towards the point boundary where Potts fields. Everson moves to 19. 151 for 6. Ashton Turner won't be thinking about a century, but it's definitely on for him here. He's 21 away. The way that he's been playing, 6 4s and 3 6s in his knock so far, you wouldn't put it past him. So made a good century against Derbyshire's red ball bowling attack up at Chesterfield last season in a Lancashire win. That one's a full toss and he's out. He's been caught by Ross Whiteley. I said that Ashton Turner might get a century. And bless him, he was surprised by a low full toss. It was high up on the bat for a low full toss, and it went straight to Ross Whiteley, who took a relatively simple catch, although now he's down on one knee and looking like he might be struggling a bit as he gets back to his feet. But that's been a terrific knock from Ashton Turner. In fact, his pants have gone. He's just pulled them down. I think he's looking at his knee, is he? Yellow underwear. That's an interesting choice. Ashton Turner goes for 79, and Akif Jabber has his second wicket of the innings.
And I think in the whole of the Derbyshire team, you don't want the ball to go anywhere else other than to Ross Whiteley. Prides himself on his fielding, on his catching, and he's caught a great low catch.
Just dropping slowly on it, wasn't it, really? 151 for 7. Big moment possibly in the game there.
And this is where Derbyshire have to squeeze now. 2 overs left. Anything under 170. And Derbyshire will be hopefully happy, especially if they can get out of the blocks, even though I know
They'll get out
I'm
the blocks.
contradicting myself.
You want them to get out the blocks quickly, but play sensibly. Excellent. Thank you, Skip.
Great oxymoron that is.
We want everything, that's the problem. Nick Potts from the City end. That one is clipped into the leg side. Josh Davey, the new batter, but he was at the non-strikers then. Fielded down there in the distance.
And another one from Somerset, similar to Ben Green.
I think he's a proper signing, though. He might not be. Again, well, I'm not going to apologise for not doing any research. I've never done any yet. I'm going to start now, am I? Everson on 21, 153 for 7. That one's down the leg side from Potts and will be signalled wide. 154 for 7. Thank you. Big scoreboard tells us that's a wide.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Dave. Just looking at the ground, it seems like it's one of the biggest they've had here, as in the boundaries.
Yes.
Seems like they've really pushed it back.
Yeah, now they have. I won't be surprised to see a 3. We had 3 of them on Friday night. That was very exciting. This one's short and almost baseball batted out into right field. Harry Kane does the fielding, gets the ball away quickly, which means that Everson can't come back for the second. Davey wasn't really that interested. He moves to 22 now. Joey Everson, 155 for 7. Yeah, it is a long way.
Do you think they're playing? Surely this is playing into Leicestershire's hands. Obviously, Leicestershire have one of the biggest do they have the biggest outfield?
It's big. It's big at Grace Road. Yeah, it is big. But Derbyshire with 3 spinners, who were Morley's bowled 3 overs, Montgomery's bowled 4, and Suffian 4. So they've had 11 overs of spin. You do tend to push the boundaries back square, don't you? That's a Yorker length delivery that's clipped away and is not. Oh, it is brilliantly stopped by Matthew Montgomery down on the deep backward square leg boundary. Absolutely brilliant piece of fielding. They come back for 3. He went down, got his hand to the ball initially. It looked like it was going to go past him at that point, and then goalkeeper-like, he got a second bite at it and kept it in the field of play. Excellent work from Montgomery. 158 for 7.
And that's your 3 that you just spoke about as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. Who'd have thought?
There you go.
Who'd have thought?
Yeah, it looks like he was getting nowhere near that, but low centre of gravity, just tips it round the post.
He seemed to be getting further away from it the faster he ran, which clearly can't have been the case. Everson on 22 on strike. That one's short, and he tries to pull it into the leg side, but doesn't really make the contact he was looking for. Again, it's been Naeem who does the fielding.
Just seems like Derbyshire are always up for it when there's nothing to play for. Do you feel that throughout the different campaigns?
Throughout the 11 years I've been covering them, well, they've had a lot of games where there's been nothing to play for, so it was difficult to pick any single one out where they'd been up for it, in all honesty. 159 for 7 bowls. That's heaved into the leg side and will be 4. It was fairly agricultural from Josh Davey, but very effective nonetheless, out to deep backward square leg. Applause from down below for something or other, not entirely sure what. 163 for 7 now with 7 balls to go, so if they don't get to 170 they'll be disappointed, and I think that'll be a decent score on this pitch. Remember, Leicestershire won the toss and elected to bat first. It looks like a decision that may well pay off for them. They made 145 batting second at Grace Road in a heavy defeat to Derbyshire earlier in the season. That one is launched down the ground. Whiteley won't take the catch. It was a diving effort. Davey didn't get all of that one, but he picks up 2 runs. It was a good effort by Ross Whiteley in the distance. 165 for 7. And Nick Potts, who went for just 6 in his previous over, has gone for 14 in that one. And that means 47 runs off the last 3 overs with 1 to go. That's too many. Yes, there is going to. But you're going to have to commentate on the mascot race, Chris Coles. I can tell you that Luke from the media team, who's on the cameras, is appearing as Freddie the Falcon. I think the Fox is here. As Akif Javid comes in and bowls. It's a full toss, almost a waist-high full toss. It's nicely fielded by Wayne Madsen. Joey Everson moves to 24, 166 for 7.
I think whenever the ball goes anywhere near Ross Whiteley, we just expect him to catch it, don't we?
Yes, it was a good effort, wasn't it? It almost like it died on him, but it would have been moving in the wind as well, because it went a long way up. He's such a fine fielder. He's not as young as he used to be, of course. None of bizarre. Javid at 166 for 7 bowls. That's just clipped in the air, out to square leg, and the catch is taken by Harry Cave in the deep. Davey goes for 9. It was a really good catch, actually. That one seemed to die on him as well. 166 for 8 now. Leicestershire with about 4 balls remaining. 4 balls remaining, yeah.
And it is difficult with the wind swirling around as well. It just messes around with how it comes to you, and also as well with the blue skies. They say the blue skies are always the hardest. If there's no clouds, it's sometimes very difficult to judge the trajectory of the ball and the depth of it. So great catch. But it's just so frustrating. If he only bowled like this at the start of the competition, and especially back end as well, it just seems like he's got into his strides a bit too late for Derbyshire's liking.
Yes, most people's liking, in all honesty. You'll find. So the new batter is Josh Hull at 166 for 8 and 4 balls to go.
This is only going in one place only.
I think he's closing his eyes and swinging. Middle stump out of the ground, I'm going. What do you think?
Took the words right out of my mouth, Dave.
That's what I'm here for. I think Potts wicketless today, which means that Akif Javed will finish as Derbyshire's leading wicket taker of the season. No, he doesn't bowl. He's not happy with something, is he? He set off the first time and stopped. Then he got into his delivery stride and didn't release. Rather bizarre. Jack Morley will finish with 10 wickets. Sufyan McKeem, who's taken 1 today, will finish with 10 as well. 11 for Martin Anderson. Ross Whiteley bowled 1 over. That was at Durham, at home to Durham rather than the first game of the season. It went for 27. He hasn't bowled again. Here comes Akif in and bowls, and that one strikes the pad. There's an appeal from mid-on. It would have missed leg stump comfortably. And the throw comes in and almost takes out the umpire. 167 for 8. The fact that Josh Hull also got his bat on the ball means that it was Matthew Montgomery might have been better keeping quiet there. Yeah, Potts will be disappointed not to finish as the leading wicket taker. I'm going to write 17. No, I'm not. He's got 3 balls to go. 4 wickets for Akif Javed. Take him up to 18 as he bowls, and that one is played down towards third man. Sufyan McKeem makes an absolute meal of the fielding down there. Gets it back with a go through for 2, and Joey Everson moves on to 26, 169 for 8 with 2 balls remaining. Can he get the 5th wicket of his 4-over spell here? Akif Javed, 4 for 22 off 3 overs and 4 balls. Some terrific bowling from him.
He's just done the basics right. He's just got it into the block hole, got it underneath the bat, and it's the hardest ball to face.
Can he bowl a Yorker to Joey Everson? 26 off 18, 169 for 8. Penultimate, he hasn't let that one go either. Maybe he's been put off by the wind or something, but that's twice he's got into his delivery stride and aborted, which is relatively unusual. He's got a smile on his face, I think.
Very bizarre that, but I think because he bounced so high in his bowling action,
yes,
maybe the wind's taken him a little bit.
Blown off course.
But a lot of fair play to him. A lot of bowlers would just bowl that, even though he's all over the place and usually gets hit for 4 or 6. But at least he's pulled out of it.
He'd be on a wicket bonus, wouldn't it? 169 for 8. This time he does let it go, and it thuds into the Joey Everson pad, dribbles out into the leg side. That'll be a leg by 170 for 8. And so we get to the final ball of the Leicestershire innings, and I think they'll be relatively happy with 170 for 8, having been 94 for 6 at one stage. In fact, 92 for 6 in that Matthew Montgomery over. And that over was number 13. Too many runs once again coming from the final few overs. Final ball then, Josh Hull on strike. He's got 1. Akif Javed is in, and that one is flayed away down towards third man when it's fielded by Jack Morley. They go through for a single, and they...
Just let them strike out. So, the right field to just get their final instructions. And then some weaving through some wood right to the top. That's potentially.
Yeah, how much confidence, John, will that give Alexander Zverev? Because Yannick Sinner will understandably be starting as favourite, defending champion. We know he's been imperious really for the last 2 or 3 years. He and Carlos Alcaraz, who wasn't part of Wimbledon this year. But Alex Zverev, as you mentioned, that victory on the clay of Roland Garros will certainly count for something, won't it?
Please. Okay. Ready, steady, go! And ready to quickly. The Foxes is taking 5, and Ewing has got a headache. Obviously, 14 goals last night. She's taken out 2 many points. And we can send the Falcons. Oh, super, last one. 50 seconds. It's the Fox. They're going to go right. Come on, Ewing. Come on. Catch that Fox. Oh, Remy. Let's make some noise for Ewing. Here she comes.
No, and the Wimbledon final can be a different beast, even though Zverev has not experienced it before, and Yannick Sinner has. And just finally, John, the usual question of the great and the good watching in the Royal Box. I imagine you have many a star of various fields watching on.
Are you going to hang over, Remy? So we can take some more time for the mascots. They come over to the White Security Services stand.
John, lovely stuff. Enjoy. Just about to get underway down in SW19, the Wimbledon final between Yannick Sinner and Alexander Zverev. You can watch it on BBC Television and also follow it on BBC Radio 5 Live. But here on BBC Radio Derby, we are halfway through Derbyshire's final T20 blast encounter of the season, and it is a poignant one. This will be Wayne Madsen's final T20 innings for the Falcons, and he has a job to do, as the remaining 10 Falcons players do, with Leicestershire posting 171 for 8 from their 20 overs, and that did certainly not look likely when the 6th wicket fell in the 13th over, that of Ruin de Schwart. 92 for 6 Leicestershire were at the time, and it looked like Derbyshire would be chasing far fewer than 172, but an excellent partnership down the innings. Ashton Turner 79 from 43, Joey Everson's 26 from 19 means Derbyshire are chasing 172, which feels a very competitive total. We'll see how they'll get on in a couple of moments' time. Elsewhere in the competition, all 18 counties are playing on this final Sunday. Not all of them at the moment. There are a few a little bit later on in the piece. There's only really one match that has anything riding on it in terms of a winner takes all, and that is later this evening at 6:35 down at Taunton. Somerset, who beat Derbyshire here on Wednesday night to set up this game against Worcestershire, who they play down at Taunton, and that's essentially winner takes all. Whoever wins that match will be going through either in second or one of the best placed, third placed sides. Elsewhere in this group, Glamorgan posting 235 for 7 from their 20 overs. Kieran Carlson 73 from 40, certainly aiding that cause. Will Smale 54 from 28. Ben Kellaway 47 from 22. So that looks a really good total for Glamorgan. 235 for 7 against Gloucestershire, who are already confirmed of a quarter-final place, sitting as they are second in the North Group. Glamorgan bottom of the North Group, alongside Warwickshire, which is somewhat of a surprise given the quality that they possess in their lineup. They are away at Northants this afternoon, and Northants 153 all out from their 20 overs. Northants, who are going through as group winners with 9 wins from their 11 matches, 153 against Warwickshire Bears. And the other game in that group is just lost the score. We'll come back. His latest day, of course, it's Somerset Worcestershire. That's the 6:35. That is the winner takes all in the Central and West group. In the North group, leaders Notts already confirmed top of the table. Their match against Yorkshire has only just got underway. Yorkshire 89 without loss inside the 89th over. Yorkshire also going through, so that's a meeting between the top two. Lancashire and Durham 41 for 3. Durham, that's just got underway. Both sides have a hope of qualifying for the quarterfinals. They need to win that match, so whoever wins that will give themselves an opportunity. If Lancashire win, they will have enough. Durham will be relying on scores elsewhere. And in the South group, Kent against Middlesex, nothing riding on this game. Middlesex 172 for 6 from their 20 overs. Sussex and Hampshire, likewise, nothing on this. Hampshire already through to the quarterfinals. Sussex have only won 3 of their 11 matches, 186 for 5. Sussex down at Hove. Hampshire just about to get that start, their chase underway. And later at the Oval, Surrey against Essex. Essex all but confirmed quarter-final spot against Surrey, who are already through as group winners. The Leicestershire bowlers going through their paces on one of the used wickets just in front of the players' pavilion. No sign of the Derbyshire openers as yet. Is a very warm afternoon, so players taking a little bit more time between innings. Crowd fueling themselves with various refreshments from the bar and also the burgers and fries van as well. While we were away at Wimbledon, I missed the mascot race, which was between Freddie the Falcon, one of Rami or Yui. I didn't see which one of Derby County's mascot it was, and I can see one of Rami or Yui making their way around the periphery of the pitch, actually, alongside Freddie the Falcon, and Charlie Fox from Leicestershire also there. I can't tell you, sadly, who won, so we'll have to find that out, and maybe Freddie won. Well, of course, the home mascot won, so Freddie the Falcon won, as had to happen. And Fletcher's quit that I think Wayne Madsen was in. Well, that would have been some farewell. So what will Wayne Madsen give us on his final innings in a Derbyshire T20 shirt? His remarkable figures: 5,136 runs, comfortably the highest run scorer in Derbyshire colours on his 190th appearance. 74 catches before the start of play, so that's gone up to 76 catches now. He took a couple of good catches at extra cover, and wouldn't it be fitting, wouldn't it be great if he can sign off with a contribution for Derbyshire in their chase of 172, which is considerably higher than it looked around halfway through the innings when Leicestershire were really struggling. Umpires back out, Leicestershire in green and black, and so too the two Derbyshire openers, Aneirin Donald and Martin Anderson, who have both at various points of this T20 Blast competition excelled. Certainly the skipper, and he'll need to start well again today, given that total of 172. Winner finishes 5th, loser finishes bottom of the pile, and nobody wants that. And what can Wayne Madsen give us? Hopefully something to remember in his final innings, but we'll have to wait and see. Greg Cork, Dave Fletcher.
Thank you, Chris. Yeah, the bowlers, it looks as though it's going to be Josh Davey opening the bowling here for Leicestershire. Just waiting for Radio Leicester listeners to rejoin us. Waiting for the wave through the glass from next door. And Aaron Donald to face the first delivery. These two have scored 398 runs in Donald's case and 382 in Martin Anderson's case this season, by some distance the leading scorers for Derbyshire. Radio Leicester listeners are back with us, so you're more than welcome. As Josh Davey will bowl the first ball from the City end, and he's bowling to an Aaron Donald, who pulls this away for 4 runs. My word, he's hit that hard. It didn't look like he was going to hit it hard, but he did.
We just expect a 4 or a 6 first ball, don't we?
The amusing, well, it wasn't amusing for poor old Nye up at Old Trafford. I mean, he only made 19 off 10, and he played and missed at the first 3 deliveries that Jimmy Anderson bowled to, which isn't a major surprise because he's quite good, Jimmy. He's got a bit of experience under his belt. 4 without loss. As Davey is on his way in again from the City end, and this time it's pushed into the offside. Just held the length back a touch there, Josh Davey. And the ball goes into the offside. It's fielded there by Stephen Eskenazi. And there's no run. Josh Holt, the unmistakable figure. He's the Leicestershire player closest to us as well, which makes him look twice as tall as everybody else. He's at short third man with Alex Green, that short fine leg. As Davey is in, and this time it's pushed into the offside, but goes straight to the fielder at cover.
And did you see that Gloucester batter who equalled or was close to equaling the fastest 50 in T20?
No. Well, close to a 13 baller.
Yes.
Well, I think he's already given up on that. And Aaron Donald.
You never know.
4 off 3. Well, no.
It's a bit reserved, this is, for our liking at the moment. 3 balls and not into double figures already.
Well, I thought you'd like this because he's just playing a sensible innings. Can't be both ways. Davey in, and he's pulled this from outside Austin, but it was short of a length from Davey. It looks like he's done himself a mischief there. Left leg. He's limping. So another player limping out there. Donald picks up a single, 5 without loss. I think he's going to be okay to finish the over. There's still 2 balls to come, and he's scratching away at the footmarks. Very much like Jack Morley did, like a chicken.
These bowlers are always limping, Dave.
They're not happy, are they, with footmarks? We saw the Tamperer come out several times at Chesterfield in the 4-day game, which was very exciting. And it came out in the Test match at Trent Bridge, and everybody thought it was the first time it had ever happened in the history of cricket. Martin Anderson to face his first ball. Josh Davey comes in and bowls to him. Anderson takes a stride towards the ball, as he often does. Plays it back towards Davey, gets a hand to it, and they go through for a single because he couldn't stop it cleanly. 6 without loss. Duckworth Lewis says there should be 6 at the end of the over as a guide, because it'll be unlikely to rain given there isn't a cloud in the sky. Going up to the Scottish Open yesterday, they had to abort the 3rd round because of fog. I think is that in Ayrshire? I can't remember. They're at Southport next week, the golfers, for the Open. As Davey is in, and that one's been heaved into the leg side, and it's gone all the way for 6. The first one of the innings out towards mid-wicket. Just for a moment, Ruanda Swart was interested, but he wasn't interested for very long. The first big hit of the innings for Aaron Donald went all the way out towards the players' pavilion. Really nicely done. It's 12 without loss after 1.
And you don't think that was a big shot, but he's hitting into a very stiff breeze as well.
Well, he knows about the breeze because I asked him about it. I said, you have spotted which way the breeze is blowing? Aye. Doesn't care. If it is a shorter boundary to the leg side as we're watching from the racecourse, and Josh Hull is going to bowl over number 2. So an all Josh opening attack. The left arm quick, who's got that extra bounce because of his enormous height. Still a very young cricketer making his way in the game, Josh Holt. Bags of potential. 12 without loss, and he's bowling to Martin Anderson. Gets a bit of swing there as well. As Anderson pushes it into the leg side, it's fielded by Rishi Patel at mid-wicket.
Just like Javid as well, these left armers swinging it back in, and the wind's going to aid them to try and bowl them through the gate or hit their pads, so you may as well utilise the weapons that you've got.
Each of the last 2 or 3 visits to Grace Road, Josh Hull has been training, but we haven't seen much of him, so it's good to see him back out there in the flesh again. As he's in bowls to Martin Anderson, who's lifted it out towards the Monarch stand, and for 4 runs. He was on it quickly there, Martin Anderson, and away it went. It's 16 without loss in the 2nd over.
And this is the thing, anybody with half decent pace, professional batters now are just used to it. all Anderton did was just guide it down, and it races away over the road for 4.
I lost it, I have to say. I had no idea. Well, I knew which direction it had gone, but I had not really any idea about the trajectory of the ball, if I'm honest. It's really bright out there. I found that yesterday as well. They used a red ball yesterday in the club game that I watched, but sometimes it can be really tricky. When it's really bright, there's a sort of sheen on the outfield. Perhaps it's just an old man thing. Hull bowls to Anderson. That'll be wide. Outside the off stump. There's a half appeal there from Eskenazi at cover. Not sure what he was appealing for, but I assume a catch.
No, but going back to your point, you sometimes get that glare off the sight screen when it's really bright. A lot of cricketers really struggle with that, with the glare as well, just so it's ultra bright. And then you wear sunglasses and you take them off if you want to bowl, and it's just even worse.
Yes, yeah. No, it's like coming out of a tunnel, isn't it? 17 without loss. Derbyshire, Hull in bowls to Anderson, who just guides this out into the offside. They scamper through for a single. 18 without loss. Anderson on 6. Donald on 11. Bless you. And again, high pollen count at this time of year.
But you're looking at this situation now. The run rate's up to 12. And the required run rate is 8.3.
I know what you're going to say, but they won't do it. This is the short boundary to the leg side he's got here with the wind. What's happening here? Bosh.
No comment.
That's what he's going to try. Josh Holt, halfway through his first over, balls to Donald, who launches this out into the offside. In fact, one bounce and over the rope for 4. He moves on to 15, and it's 22 without loss. And Aaron Donald doing an Aaron Donald things already. A couple of 4s and a 6. He's only faced 6 deliveries for his 15. Sluggish by his standards, but his highest standards. He owns something like the 9 of the top 10 fastest half centuries in Derbyshire history. That just shows you exactly what an Aaron Donald is all about. There's Hull bowls to him, and that one is launched down the ground. That might be 6. That's a big, big shot. It lands just inside the boundary rope and goes for 4. He didn't quite get all of it, but it's another boundary to an Aaron Donald, who moves to 19.
He doesn't need to get all of it, and he'll still travel, won't it?
Yeah.
With the size of the bats and the way he strikes it. But it'll be nice to see Donald get Derbyshire over the line and be there at the end.
That means that poor old Martin Anderson's got to get himself out so Wayne Madsen can have a bat on his final appearance.
Can you retire somebody in this?
Yes. Yeah, I don't think they will, but yes. A 10-wicket win would be amusing as Hull bowls. They won't get one. This one's been launched out to the backward point region. That's gone all the way for 6. How on earth has he hit that for 6 from there? He was reaching for the ball. It was full and wide outside off stump, but he still managed to get enough on it into the wind to the longest boundary for it to clear the rope by, 2 or 3 yards in the end. That is absolutely remarkable from an Aaron Donald, and Josh Hull's first over comes to an end. He's conceded 20. It's 32 without loss.
And look, it's not easy being a young fast bowler bowling in the power play against somebody as disruptive as Donald. He's got answers to most of Josh Hull's questions. All the variations that he's got, swinging it back in, hitting the deck, slower balls.
Where do you bowl to him? Yorkers. All balls that just move away.
Underarm.
Roll it along the floor. Alex Green from the City and bowls to Martin Anderson, who guides it out into the offside, straight to the fielder at cover, and there's no run. 32 without loss. Just at this point, I'll tell you that Leicestershire made 39 and had lost 3 wickets by the end of the power play. We're currently at the very start of the 3rd over. Derbyshire supporters won't be getting too overexcited, though, even at this stage. We've been here before. As Green Bowles to Anderson, who tries to flick this away. I think it thuds into his pad. It's running down towards the fine leg boundary. They'll come back for the second. I think it'll be 2 leg byes. Josh Davey does the fielding and then overthrows the wicketkeeper Ben Cox. Leg byes are indeed signalled. It's 34 without loss.
If there was a 6-over format, I think Derbyshire would win it, wouldn't they?
Oh, now then.
They'd win the trophy.
Yeah. Be something that David Griffin will be looking into over the course of the winter. One of his many projects. I know he's writing a book as well at the moment. Green bowls down the track. Towards him goes Martin Anderson. It hits him somewhere on his body, I think, as he threw the shot a bit early.
Looks like he's really struggling out there with his lower half.
Well, we often do. 34 without loss. Halfway through the third over. 14 off. No, that's nonsense. 2 off this. I was adding... missing off the first over. This next delivery is pulled violently into the leg side. That's gone all the way for 6 off Martin Anderson's bat this time. Banged in too short. And well, as Greg Cork said in the first innings, anything banged in short just seems to sit up. And that was dismissed by Martin Anderson over mid-wicket for 6, 40 without loss. Dear, oh dear, he's hit that hard. What with Freddie winning the mascot race and Derbyshire getting off to a fly, what a time to be alive. Here comes the next delivery from Green. Goes out to deep backward square leg. There's a horrible misfield down there to our left by Rohan Deswat. He took 4 goes to actually get the ball under control. They came back for 2. Anderson moves to 12 from 8. Donald has 14 from 9, I beg his pardon. Donald has 25 from 8 and Derbyshire 42 without loss in the third over. Durham made quite light work of, not Durham, who were they playing on Friday night? Must have been Notts. Leicestershire. Now then, he's gone for the little flick. It's come off the toe end of the bat, gone into the leg side. They've run 1. They're thinking about a second. The ball has gone barely 20 yards from the bat. And they stick to a single. The over comes to an end and Anderson pinches the strike as well. He's on 15. Donald has 25. It's 43 without loss after 3. 9 runs off the Alex Green over. And Deswart is taking off the protection. I think it's him. On his elbows. The old gorse, whatever they call the tubey grip, which I know is a trade name, but I don't know any other way to describe it really, that they wear when they're out on a rough outfield.
Be interesting to know how many games Derbyshire have got through the power play without losing a wicket this season.
This season, I've got all the scorecards there if you want to go through them.
You can tell me next year, Dave.
Thank you. If you remind me later on today, I might have a go tomorrow, but I'm not sure I could do it in between balls today. And I've got enough room on my very fine Tale of the Season printout. Deswat in bowls, clipped into the leg side by Anderson out towards the square leg boundary for a single. 44 without loss as Anderson moves to 16 off 11. I think the Swart is just being told what to expect from an Aaron Donald if he didn't know already. Benny Green is standing at mid-off. Had a fairly lengthy conversation with him. They've put... I can't see the second man out. Oh, he's down below us at long on, the man at deep backward square leg on the boundary as well. That's a full toss. It's driven straight to Ben Green at mid-off. Looks at the toe end of his bat, and Aaron Donald.
It looks like he's just going to try and bowl Yorkers. As you said, it's the only probably place you can bowl at him.
It's the toughest one for him to get away. But of course, if you miss it,
or he'll just lap it over short fine leg. It plays that so well, and it's nigh on impossible.
And he's got shots all around the full 360 degrees, which I've no idea how you bowl to him if he's in full flow. This fault is, it's a waist-high full toss. That's been dispatched for the biggest 6 of the day so far. Into the car park, away over mid-wicket. The short boundary with the wind. It was possibly just below waist-high, but I tell you what, he's taken full advantage, and there's the problem. If you go for the Yorker and you miss it by as much as Desfort has there, you're in all sorts of trouble with Aaron Donald. They're having a bit of a conversation. It's probably gone through somebody's windscreen or landed on somebody's car bonnet. A dangerous place to park behind the poplars away to our right. It's 50 up for Derbyshire, 50 without loss, and Donald moves to 31 off 10. Sluggish. After 3.5 overs, the required rate is down to 7.39, so all he has to do is bat sensibly from here on in.
Hit the nail on the head there, Dave. But is he going to listen to us? Absolutely not. But that was a ginormous 6. That was. Granted, there's a strong wind out there, but you've still got to hit it, and the full toss is always the hardest ball to hit. So, wouldn't surprise me if that was close to 100 metres.
That was huge. You don't see them go into that car park on the full very often. I can't remember too many times it happening. We are playing towards the right-hand side of the square as we look out from the racecourse end. This is about as far this way as they ever go in a first team game, certainly. And with that wind, well, it's just meat and drink for an Aaron Donald, who's currently in conversation with Martin Anderson because we haven't got a ball. So drinks are being brought on by the Leicestershire substitute fielders. The music stops rather abruptly, but who knows, that might have been the end of the song. And something more soothing is being played. Teddy Swims, Mr. Know-It-All, apparently.
I don't know why the umpires are out there as well. One of the umpires is actually off the pitch in the car park looking for it as well.
Perhaps he's parked his car there and he's slightly concerned. No, he's over there, look. But they're now, 200 yards apart, the umpires, and trying to have a conversation with each other. Is the ball coming back? There's 2 Leicestershire players have gone to try and get it, and they've returned and said, we've got no chance. Rishi Patel's explaining to the umpire that we'll just put that one down to experience now. They've lost it. So,
and that looked quite close to being a no ball as well.
Yes, I didn't quite see where it was on his in the waist high, but I've given up on those after seeing Martin Anderson caught on the boundary off a chest high full toss down at Canterbury earlier this season in the Championship. They ran a single, fully expecting, it was a great catch in front of us, but they fully expected it just to be a single and a no ball. The umpires didn't even have a word with each other's. Joe Shackett has just said that was huge. Joe in the ground came up to see us early. Good to have him with us as well this season. I'm sure he'll be with Radio Derby further this season. Just for bowls, and Donald has smashed this out towards extra cover. 1 bounce, 4 more. 54 without loss. Donald up to 35 off just 11 deliveries.
And it's crazy to think that both openers have scored so many runs in this competition, but Derbyshire are just miles off it.
Yeah,
absolutely miles off it. You've got them 2 openers that have really led the team, but then everybody else below that are just nowhere near it, and it's just that difference, Dave.
The miles off, that's the problem though. They're not miles off. They just needed one other person to do something, really. Anyway, Desfort bowls, full delivery. Donald tries to flick it away into the leg side, gets his bat on it. They go through for a single. Donald moves to 36 off 12, 55 without loss.
I just want to see Donald now get out of this power play and really take it deep.
No, I think he needs to get what you said he was going to get, but yeah, that's the only thing he's got to tick off, isn't it, really? You look at the over 400 runs this season. It's gone a long way over 400 runs now, 434 in fact, 55 without loss. Anderson on strike, wide delivery. He reaches for it, pushes it out into the offside where it's fielded by Eskenazi, and the over, mercifully for Leicestershire, comes to an end. 55 without loss after 4 overs with 12 runs coming off that one. So apart from the 6, not too bad at all, really. 6 and a 4, and Derbyshire miles in front on Duckworth Lewis, using it as a guide only, as Josh Davey returns to bowl over number 5 for the Foxes. His first over went for just 12. I say just 12. Davies bowled 1 over for 12. Alex Green 1 over for 9. Ruan de Svart has bowled 1 over for 12, and Josh Hull 1 over for 20.
Derbyshire now cannot be complacent, even though they're miles in front of the game.
When Aaron Donald's on strike, his first ball is a Yorker, and Donald manages to push it up towards long on for a single. He moves to 37 off 13, the same number of deliveries. He got his half century at Chesterfield against Yorkshire last season to equal the T20 Blast record set by Marcus Trescothick some years ago. He was batting with Caleb Jewell that day. Caleb Jewell hit the biggest of all the 6s that we saw. Martin Anderson, who's got 16 off 12, on strike now. That one is in the air, out towards mid-wicket. He's going to be caught, and he is. A comfortable catch. Martin Anderson perishes for 16. Derbyshire lose their first wicket. They're 56 for 1. A relatively comfortable catch, hitting into the wind as Harry Kane comes out at number 3. He will bat in... come out at number 3 because Martin Anderson is out. If it had been the other way around, it would have been Yusuf bin Naeem, but Harry Kane comes out to bat. I knew it wasn't going to be Wayne Madsen because he's going to walk down the steps as and when he's required. Anderson goes for 16. Joey Evison with the catch and a breakthrough for Leicestershire.
I know Derbyshire have got to win the game here. That's the most important thing, but I would have liked to have seen Wayne Madsen come out now.
Doesn't bat much in the power play. We've had this conversation before, haven't we? He tends not to bat in the power play.
He scored 15,000 T20 runs.
150,000 T20 runs he's got. 5,000.
That was close.
5,000. But yeah, it was always going to be Harry. That's just the way it rolls. 56 for 1 then, with still 4 balls of Josh Davies' second over to go. Just give Leicestershire some hope. Harry Kane scored an unbeaten 35 off 23 at Chester Street on Friday night, backing up his 28 off 21 here against Somerset last Wednesday, and the only 2 previous times he's batted Davey in to bowl to him, and he pushes it out into the offside, and that is Harry Kane to a tee. Gets off the mark first ball, just pushing the ball to backward point. Derbyshire moved to 57 for 1.
And that's what you want with the new batsmen. Get off strike, get Donald on strike. Just keep the momentum.
Just remember which way the wind's blowing now. It just seems to have died a tumor now, looking at the trees. As I was looking at the sight screen at the far end, it doesn't appear to be billowing quite as much as it was earlier, but it won't stop him anyway. 37 off 13, 57 for 1. In comes Davey towards us. Donald gets a full toss and bumps it up towards mid-on. It actually hits one of the 30-yard markers and just takes a bobble. Donald moves to 38 off 14, 58 for 1. What's he doing?
He's listening to us. That's what he's doing.
Well, no. When he gets to a landmark and he turns around and points to us and the name on the back of his shirt. Yeah, I don't think he's that kind of character. But Alex Green's going back on the fine leg boundary. So we've got a fine leg on the boundary and a square leg on the boundary. Everybody else around, of course, the 30-yard circles they have to be. As Davey bowls, and that's pushed by Harry Kane up to the man Benny Green at mid-on, and they go through for another single. So Harry Kane is going along nicely. 2 from 2 balls, 59 for 1. Derbyshire couldn't be further in front if they tried, I don't think. Of course, Leicestershire had a very good back end to their innings. 53 runs, I think, off the final 4 overs. Doing some quick mental maths whilst talking at the same time. Bad combination. Here comes Davey to complete his second over. Bowls to Donald, who pulls this into the leg side. Short delivery. He takes a single. 60 comes up for Derbyshire. 5 runs off the over. 60 for 1. 39 to Donald. And 2 to Harry Kame. After 5 overs, Leicestershire were 37 for 2.
We know who's winning the power play so far, but this is the over that Derbyshire always lose 1 or 2 wickets, and it just changes the dynamics of their innings here. So big over.
Ben Green's going to bowl it. Very low-key announcement of Ben Green coming into the attack. Cut-off is at 25 past 5, which will give us time to hear Mickey Arthur and hopefully Wayne Madsen in the final half hour of the programme. 60 for 1 then. Ben Green to bowl to Aneirin Donald, who launches him down the ground for 4 runs. Proper cricket shot. Just
Keep it on the ground.
Yeah.
Keep it on the ground.
Yeah. Good start to the over for Aneirin Donald, who moves on to 43 off 16. 64 for 1.
Just bat all the way through. Just bat all the way
All
through.
the way through. Blimey. I'm sure he's got the concentration to do that. Green in again. This time it's a mistimed drive into the onside. Rian Ahmed does the fielding. Donald moves on to 44, 65 for 1. Fiddles with his bat handle rubber, making sure there's no wrinkles in it that put him off. It's like the Princess and the Pea. I know he was leaning on his bat at the non-striker's end. Harry Kame, who was a twiddler, a bat twiddler in all forms of cricket. And then a flex of the knees as he waits for Green to come in. Oh, that one just squared him up a bit. Nicely bowled. He was trying to turn it into the leg side, and just at the last minute had to change his plan and push it back towards Green. Nice delivery.
Even though he jogs in, I think he's a bit quicker than most people think.
Bit of arm speed. Ashton Turner, whilst Green, the skipper, is bowling, just directing fielders. Top scored for Leicestershire with 79 off 43 balls to get them into a decent-ish position. That one is turned into the leg side by Harry Kame. He almost falls over as he plays the shot out towards the square leg boundary. Ball bounces twice. The umpire's not happy. 2 to go. Came to 3. 66 for 1.
2 quiet balls, please, Donald.
Yes. Good luck with that. 44 off 17. He waits. Green bowls to him and he drives down the ground. This time Ashton Turner will get round to do the fielding. So they're only going to get a single from that. 45 off 18. Well, this is a positively pedestrian innings from Aneirin Donald, who, barring a run out, will still be there at the end of the power play.
Derbyshire win now. You watch.
Oh, God. There's a man who hasn't learned, sitting right next to me. Greg Cork at. This one is pushed into the offside by Harry Kame. They're going to run one. They'll come back for the second, I fancy. Yes, they will. And Derbyshire end the power play on 69 for 1 with 45 to Don. 9 off that over. Harry Kame on 5 at the end of the power play. Well, they're 30 runs in front and 2 wickets better off than Leicestershire. And the Worm suggests exactly that. There is some distance in front at the moment, but we know how quickly things can change.
But in all seriousness, it's a great start, great power play for Derbyshire, and 9 times out of 10, 69 for 1, either if you're setting or chasing, puts you in a real strong position.
Yeah.
with all the gaps now, rotate the strike. Donald will hit a clean ball when it's not there.
You're confident now, aren't you? I'm not sure I like you when you're confident. You're not you when you're confident. Rihanna Ahmed's first ball almost cleans up an Aaron Donald. He somehow missed everything, and it's signalled as a bye, 70 for 1. The England leg spinner, I'm fairly sure he'll be in the test squad for the series against Pakistan. As Harry Kane cuts this one, it's not fielded cleanly there at backward point by Josh Davey. They get through for another single. 72 for 1. No, 71 for 1, beg your pardon. This next delivery is pulled into the leg side by Donald. He's going to come back for there's another misfield, come back for the second. It's not particularly clever fielding. Joey Evison, the guilty man this time, couldn't pick it up cleanly. Yes, the outfield is tricky, but Derbyshire's fielding was pretty clean generally. They are used to playing here, of course. 73 for 1. Rian Ahmed bowls, and that one has been launched down the ground for 6. It's gone over the... it didn't. It hit the advertising boards at the back of the Seat Unique stand and came back into the field of play. A half century for an Aaron Donald off 21 deliveries. It's been another terrific display from Donald. 5 fours and 4 sixes. 79 for 1. Rian Ahmed is in again, and now he goes back and has a swing and a miss. All into Cox's gloves.
He is box office though, isn't he?
Oh, absolutely.
He is absolutely box office. The fans get their money worth.
Dominic, my sports editor, is listening to you say that. Now he's swept this one hard along the floor, out to deep backward square leg for a single. Moves to 54, and the 80 comes up, if that is such a thing. 80 for 1 after 7 overs. There were 11 runs off that over, including that enormous 6. With Lewis, well, there's no comparison really. They should be on 51 according to the Duckworth Lewis. Stern, of course, never forget Mr. Stern. That's another one that Colsey likes. I'll have to look at what this is then. What's this one?
Bonus theme.
Okay. You're absolutely right. Well, not that I ever doubted you. Ben Green went for 9 off his first over, and he's going to continue from the racecourse and bowling to an Aaron Donald, who's gone for the scoop, and he's got it. And he's got 4 runs down to fine leg. They're all coming out now. All the party tricks from an Aaron Donald as he moves to 57.
Looks easy now, doesn't it? Now he's out of the power play.
Yeah.
All these gaps now. He doesn't need to take the high risk shocks.
One of those innings for the ages, who knows, with Wayne Madsen sitting in the changing room not getting his moment of glory. I imagine he'll be out next. Green in. That one is driven along the floor by Donald. He's not happy with that shot. He picks up a single down towards Ashton Turner, moves to 59.85 for 1. There didn't seem to be anything particularly wrong with that shot, but he wasn't happy with it.
Thing is, they've got 5 runs off the over.
Well,
the required run rate is 7.
7, yeah. The actual
and they've still got 4 more balls in the overs, so...
Still, Derbyshire supporters won't be counting their chickens. Harry Kane waits. 6 from 6. Very much the support act here. Oh no, he's launched that out towards the car park for 6, and that's gone into the car park as well with the help of the breeze and the size of his bat. Now he's a good player, Harry Kane. Bit part player, makes support, not a chance. Smashes it out of the ground with his first boundary as he doubles his score to 12. And the Leicestershire bowlers don't seem to have an answer at the moment to this onslaught from the Derbyshire batters. 91 for 1 after 7.5 overs.
Why couldn't they do this at the start of the competition, Dave?
Well, he wasn't playing. for some reason, Harry Kane wasn't in the side. He's got 2 centuries in the seconds in T20 cricket this season. I saw one of them at West Orton. It was a beautiful innings.
Just imagine in every game Derbyshire were 91 for 1. They'll be winning more than they lose.
Yeah. Which would go against history, of course, because they never win more than they lose, as we discussed in midweek. That is very much not a Derbyshire thing. We're going to need a new ball, or is somebody going to fetch this one back? I'm not sure anybody's going to fetch this one back. So we may...
I always think the umpire should have spare balls in the pocket.
In the pockets, absolutely.
Just makes it so much easier.
Yes.
Now we're waiting around.
Saves a lot of time. The cut-off time gets pushed back. They not know we've got things to do later on. Have they got it? They've got it. Excellent. That could be the original one, of course. Who knows? Or just a random ball that they found in a car park. You just never know. Bit of Mimi Webb keeping everybody entertained. Generic singer. There's generic male singers and there are generic female singers, and I quite like that song actually. It's all the... I was going to reel off some names, and of course I don't know any of them, so that's pointless. Who's the ginger bloke? Sheeran, yeah, and all the clones of Ed Sheeran that came after him. 91 for 1. Ben Green on his way in to bowl to Harry Kane, who just pushes this one out into the offside. He's thinking about 2 is Harry, but I'm not sure Donald will want 2, and in fact there wasn't 2 there. So Harry Kane moves to 13, 92 for 1. Two balls left of the Ben Green over. He's gone for 21 runs now. He lost him off. It's back. Very important piece of the equipment, that. 92 for 1. Green. To an Aaron Donald on 59. Who's launched him down the ground, and 6. He was almost caught one-handed by Ashton Turner. That would have been some catch, by the way, had he managed to get there. But that's another ball that's cleared the rope quite comfortably in the end. Ashton Turner running around the boundary down below us. Thought he was in the game for a moment. Turned out he wasn't anywhere near being in the game. And Donald moves to 65 off 26, and it's 98 for 1 now, and we're only in the 8th over.
And it's a partnership for me, even though Donald's striking them well, it's a partnership that's slowly getting...
Green bowls, he's gone for a scoop, then he changes his mind because it's bowled wide outside off stump, and he plays it down to third man for 4. Donald moves to 69, the 100 is up for Derbyshire after just 8 overs. I think it's 102, but the scoreboard's not being a scoreboard anymore. It is 102 for 1, 22 off that over. That's madness. Ben Green has now bowled 2 overs for 31, having gone for just 9 in his first over.
Very difficult shot that it was, because he walked across his stumps, wanted to hit it over short fine leg. Ben Green followed him onto the offside, and somehow he just flicked over short third man.
I don't know how he can. He's got quick hands, hasn't he? Has to have quick hands. Ryan Ahmed bowls to Harry Kane, who just pushes this out into the offside, no run. Nicely fielded there in the covers by Rishi Patel.
But the thing is now, because they've had that 22 run over, this one can be a quiet one. They don't need to panic.
Stephen Eskenazi read the number on the back of his shirt wrong. Now Kane has played this one out to Rishi Patel, who's on the cover boundary, in fact. And they do take a single. Kane moves to 14 off 10. No doubt soon to be accused by somebody on social media for chewing up deliveries. 103 for 1. As Rian Ahmed is in, bowls to an Aaron Donald, who goes for a big shot, big sweep shot, pull shot really, into the leg side for a single. He moves to 70 now, 104 for 1. Partnership already worth 48. off just 25 deliveries, so the partnership's 2 a ball. Rian Ahmed in, came, clips the ball into the leg side, the vast acres of the leg side. They take another single, he'll move on to 15, and the Falcons go up to 105 for 1.
And this is what Derbyshire fans were screaming for. Partnerships, platform.
I think you were sort of whispering for it, weren't you? Rian Ahmed bowls to Donald, who's launched this out into the leg side. He hasn't really got hold of that one. It's into the wind as well. He kept it reasonably low, but it was in the air for a while. He picks up another single to move to 71. 106 for 1 with 1 ball to go of the 9th over. The 5 overs ahead of where Leicestershire were to get to the 3 figures, but they did finish well. Harry Kane plays this down towards long on for a single. Just 5 runs off that Rian Ahmed over. Really good effort from him. 107 for 1 after 9 then. The required rate is down below 6 and over now. They cannot fail to win this one, Derbyshire. Can they?
Famous last words, that, Dave.
They should. Well, if they lose from here, that would be utterly preposterous. Utterly preposterous.
This will be a classic Derbyshire victory by big margin. And then everyone's saying, well, why didn't they do that at the start of the competition?
But then the two...
Why do they always leave it so late? And mathematically it's impossible.
Beat Leicestershire by 85 runs at Grace Road. I mean, that was a drubbing for the Foxes. But that remains one of just 2 wins that Derbyshire have got this season. That was the first. Then they won the game after that by 23 runs against Notts, who were top of the table, but weren't at the time. And they've picked up 2 ties since then, and that's all they've had to show for their efforts. Came on strike as Desfault. I've pronounced his name about 5 different ways now. Ball played backwards square on the offside, and there's no run.
You're fluent in Afrikaans, aren't you?
Not quite. It's an interesting language. So a good start to Desfart's first over. With apologies to the Desfart family. If you're watching, that one is bowled to Kane, who just cuts it away down towards third man. And they go through for a single. Looks like Josh Hull. No, it could be. It's not. You don't have to point. You can just correct me audibly. It was Alex Green down there, was it? Are you sure?
Yeah. He threw it in right-handed.
Good clue. Yes, good shout. Donald back on strike. He's on 71. Desfart bowls to him and he drives it down the ground. You see, he doesn't look happy doing this, does he? He moves to 72, 109 for 1.
Getting Derbyshire closer and closer to victory?
No, taking singles. He doesn't look 100% happy to me, and Aaron Donald.
That doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't. But it's just looking at him and you're thinking, oh, are you comfortable doing this now? 109 for 1. Partnership 53 now, incidentally, off 31. As Desfart bowls, and that's Harry Kane smashing him back down the ground for 6. Blimey. Another 6 for Harry Kane. He's not playing second fiddle here in this partnership at all. 115 for 1. He moves to 23 off 15. That was a fair old hit back over the South African's head.
Well, I think also as well, the longer that Donald bats, it gives confidence to the other batters as well, because they know if they get out, Donald's still there as well. So it also has a sort of ripple effect.
Yeah. I'd like somebody to clear the media centre, if at all possible today.
Who is the last that you saw?
Oh, I can't remember now. This fart is in. 115 for 1 bowls to Kame. Just, plays and misses a 1. I think that's the first play and miss we've seen in this innings. He was trying to guide it down to third man, I think. Whereas we all know Alex Green is fielding, the right-hander.
There's not many that throw it one hand and bowl with the other hand.
Samit Patel did that, didn't he? But you're right, that's fairly unusual. I imagine Ben Kellaway could do it because he can bowl with both.
Taught himself during COVID.
Yeah. I did notice that Colsey read out that score at half-time. This fart is it, bowls to Harry Kame, who guides this out to the point boundary for a single and pinches the strike. 116 for 1 at the halfway stage, 71 for 4 Leicestershire at the same stage. So we know which side is in charge. However, I'm not prepared to call them home.
To say it.
No, there's
I don't want to say anything about Donald when he gets close to...
No, don't you even think about it. No.
Well, he's giving himself a chance, hasn't he?
Let's not talk about it at all, shall we? 116 for 1. Here's Alex Green bowling to Harry Kame. Guides that one down to Josh Hull. That third man who almost overthrows Ben Cox. They take a single. Kane moves to 25.
Who's Derbyshire's first game against in the 50 over Cup?
Durham. I know the answer to one of them. The first time I've known the answer to one of your questions. Durham at home. Then they've got away games, I think, Worcestershire and Hampshire. They're at home to Glamorgan. That one is at Repton, of course, on the 31st of July, I think, off the top of my head. It's on the Friday. Looking forward enormously to going back to Repton. 117 for 1. Donald on 72 on strike. He's gone for... he's gone. He started off looking like he was going to ramp it. Then he sort of helped it around the corner, and it wasn't too far from going straight into Ben Cox's gloves. Bounced a couple of yards in front of him. Dot ball.
I think he went a bit too early there, and then he just took the pace off, and then Donald had to try and manipulate that a bit more than he'd like.
There is a fine leg. There's no third man on the boundary. 3 more fielders on the leg side boundary and a sweeper on the offside. He's pulled this in towards the straightish mid-wicket fielder. And they go through for a single again. He doesn't look happy. He moves to 73.
But he's doing a job, Dave. That's the thing. Even though he's not happy because he's not hitting 4 and 6s, he's doing the job that Derbyshire need him to do.
He will have in the back of his mind, I am certain, that he needs to get Wayne Madsen out there at some point. That's what people are here to see. I mean, Wayne Madsen isn't going to be left with a huge number of runs to play with. As Green is in again, and Harry Kame clouts this over the head of the man on the 30-yard circle, inside the 30-yard circle at cover, and they come back for 2 as it's fielded out there, I think, by Rishi Patel, who has been fielding out there. 120 for 1. Came on to 27. Partnership up to 64. It's a stroll at the moment. In comes Green again. Bowls the bouncer to Kame that's going to be signalled wide. He's not the tallest, Harry Kame, and that cleared him by some distance.
You don't need to bounce it in too far down for get it over Harry Kane's head.
That's easy for you to say. I know his dad listens, so he is diminutive, Harry Kame.
But I think this is good for Kane because he can just rotate it. The run rate's manageable as well. So
next delivery, another short one. He's claiming another wide there, but he's not going to get it this time, and he's not happy. He's leaning on his bat. He's pointing towards the square leg umpire, saying, "Well, why don't you ask him?" He'd already bowled one short one for the over, so that should be a no ball. That's what they're consulting on here. The first one had to be. Was it 2 for the... Yeah, it's a no ball. Of course it is. Them's the regulations. I wondered why. I mean, fair play to Harry Kane. Well, Alex Green just puts his hands out. Is it a free hit? Oh dear, yes it is. These rules and regulations are so complicated. Some are free hits, some aren't free hits, but this one is.
Who would you rather have on strike here?
Well, an Aaron Donald, but Harry Kane has hit a couple of enormous sixes himself, hasn't he? In fact,
yeah, that was a big hit on the leg side.
He hasn't hit a 4 yet. He's got 27 or 20. Green has to bowl the penultimate ball of his over again, and this time Kane launches it out into the leg side. It's going to go between the two fielders. Oh, a brilliant piece of fielding, genuinely brilliant. They're going to come back for 2. The man out there, De Swart, put the dive in and did keep it. No, he kept it in. It looked fine from here. That was a really good piece of fielding. The ball almost dribbled onto the rope, but just didn't have enough. Didn't have the Harry Kane fan club gets going. 124 for 1. Didn't have that extra revolution it needed to nestle onto the rope. This pristine rope we have here at Derby, look how bright it is. I think it's new for this season. Green in. Kane reaches for the ball and flays it out to extra cover for 4 more. He moves to 33. 128 for 1 at the end of the over. 12 runs from that one. Derbyshire, well, they're just strolling at the moment towards victory. There seems nothing that Leicestershire's bowlers can do about it.
And this must be so frustrating for Derbyshire fans. Putting on a great performance, hopefully they get over the line here with no blemishes. But it's just the way they've gone about it. Real mature knock.
Well, at the same stage, Leicestershire was 79 for 4 before they were rescued to a large degree by Ashton Turner. And Joey Everson, that half-century partnership they put on, this partnership's worth 72 or 41 balls. Martin Anderson, the man, out for 16. Rian Ahmed back into the attack, and he might be out here. And Aaron Donald, oh no, it's gone underneath the fielder down below us to our right, De Swart, and they go back for 2. He lifted that out to long off. He dived forward. He's got to try to take the catch in the circumstances, of course, but it went underneath him. And Donald moves to 75 off 33, 130 for 1. Now he's taken on Rian Ahmed, and he's launched that one into the car park. Yep, there it goes. That's the 3rd one that's gone into the car park today. A huge hit by Aaron Donald. He moves on to 81 now. Derbyshire are racing towards victory here against Leicestershire in the final game of the season. The battle to avoid the wooden spoon. 136 for 1, and we're only in the 12th over.
Unbelievable shot there. Rian Ahmed, experienced leg spinner, bowled that very wide, and Donald just needs to pick it up, and the wind just does the rest ultimately. But expensive drop.
Well, yes. Yeah, I mean, it was a tough chance, wasn't it, for Ruan De Swart, but Donald on 81 waits, pulls this down the ground. If he can pull it down the ground, he's going to get 2 as it's fielded by Ashton Turner. He moves to 83 off 35.
What's his top score?
88 off 37. That's his high score in T20 cricket. And he's equalled it and he's beaten it because he's hit that one into the car park as well. Not quite as far into the car park as the previous one, but through the tops of the conifers and out into the car park again as an Aaron Donald. Well,
just imagine if he bats this deep in all the previous T20 games, Dave.
First class cricket. He's on to 89. It's his highest score in T20 cricket. 144 for 1 now, Derbyshire. It's a masterclass, and an Aaron Donald masterclass with somebody sitting in the changing room looking at the screen. Hopefully he hasn't got our commentary on, otherwise he'll be wondering if he'll ever get out there.
Do you think they'll retire somebody out? Do you think that could be, if they need one, do you think they'll retire?
Heaven only knows. Heaven only knows. 144 for 1. They might not need to, of course. That was wide, but he still reached for it, hit it away out towards the extra cover boundary. They'll come back for 2, and he moves into the 90s, and Aaron Donald, 91 off 37, 146 for 1.
Do you reckon he'll do it in singles?
He can do it how he wants from here, as long as he does it. Here comes Rehan Ahmed, bowls to him, and that's down the ground. Has he got enough of that? Has he got enough of that? He hasn't. De Swart takes the catch down below us, and he goes for 91. And Aaron Donald, a magnificent innings of just 36 deliveries, but De Swart takes the catch. The wicket goes to Rehan Ahmed. Derbyshire have broken the back of this one, and now we wait as Wayne Madsen at the top of the steps in front of the Players' Pavilion, accompanied by daughters Tanner and Zara, walk down the steps towards the boundary. Kyla, his wife, is with him too. People around the ground rising to applaud Wayne Madsen in his final T20 match for Derbyshire, over 5,000 runs. And he comes in with a score on 146 for 2. Wayne just turns around and gets the best wishes of his daughter. He gets a big hug off, and Aaron Donald as well, as he walks out to the middle for the final time as a Derbyshire player in T20 cricket. Just got to see them over the line for their 3rd win of the season now, and the Leicestershire players form a guard of honour on the square. You don't see scenes like this too often on a cricket ground. He walks in between them. Harry Kane at the end of the row as well gives Madsen a high five. He's had the big build-up. What on earth is going on? Well, I asked him earlier how his emotions were. He said it sort of hit him yesterday when the announcement was made, because it's something they've been thinking about for a while. Obviously, it's not just something they decided yesterday. So I asked him how he would feel when he walks back to the pavilion for the last time, which I think will be the acid test, really, won't it? He said, I hadn't thought about that. I was trying to make him cry, in all honesty. It didn't quite work. 90-run partnership, incidentally, between Harry Kane, who's on 33, and an Aaron Donald. It was also the final ball of the over. 146 for 2 after 12, so Wayne Madsen won't be on strike for his first ball. 18 runs off that over. More applause as Harry Kane just guides this ball from, it's not Alex Green, is it? It's Ashton Turner, I think. And they'll come back for a second. Oh, it's an Aaron Donald who's getting the applause as he walks up the steps, of course, is from the home supporters in the grandstand. Kane moves on to 35, 148 for 2. Just 24 more runs to in. Harry Kane drives that one down the ground, and Wayne Madsen will bat. He looked to go back for the second, but he didn't really mean it.
Lovely touch that was from the Leicester players, wasn't it, Dave?
Yes, you don't see that often, do you? But they've seen...
And Wayne wouldn't have liked that, because he didn't like to be centre of attention, but I think he really deserves that.
I think he'd have been all right with it. Ashton Turner then bowls to Wayne Madsen, who clips this wristily into the leg side and gets as big a cheer as he's got for any run he's scored this season as he gets off the mark, and the 150 comes up for Derbyshire. 150 for 2. Yep, we'd spotted that. 150 up for the Falcons. They need 22 off 45 deliveries. Harry Kane brings out the reverse now, the reverse sweep out towards what would have been point. There's a fine piece of fielding down there by Rishi Patella. Come back for 2, and Harry Kane moves on to 38. Not much to gain for Madsen other than to bat in his final game, but Harry Kane with still 20 runs to go, and he's on 38. You don't want to turn down a T20 half century, do you? Turner in. That's driven out towards long off by Harry Kane. He'll go through for a single and move to 39. 153 for 2 with one ball of the Ashton Turner over remaining. It's over number 13. Turner is in. Madsen goes back and punches the ball up to long on to take his second run, 154 for 2 at the end of the we're just 8 runs off that one.
I think we've got to mention Donald's knock there. I think that was a really mature and solid knock for him there, even though Wayne will be spoken about, will be in the headlines. I think Donald's knock there.
7-4, 7-6 is 91 off 36. Yeah.
I think he'd be more disappointed about not getting to 100, or is he happy to get Wayne in?
Well, he's raised his career best, I suppose, if that is something that these batters are bothered about. Are you bothered about that?
No, I'm not a batter.
Well, no, I know that. I've seen you play, but Rian Ahmed is into Madsen, who goes for the big swing and is bowled. Rian Ahmed bowls Wayne Madsen for 2 in his final innings for Derbyshire. A bit of an anticlimax from a Derbyshire perspective, as thank you, Wayne appears on the big screen and Madsen departs for 2. He went for the big swing. He failed to connect. And away he goes. He'll still get a standing ovation, I'm sure, from the grandstand away to our left, as people standing all around the ground applauding Wayne Madsen. He removes his helmet and acknowledges the applause. It'll be the last time he hears that, wearing a Falcons shirt. Crosses the boundary now. He'd be slightly disappointed, I'm sure, Wayne Madsen, that he couldn't go out in a blaze of glory. It looks like his team's going to win on his final appearance, certainly. He departs for a couple, though. And Derbyshire are 154 for 3. He'd be disappointed, wouldn't he?
Seems like a bit of an anticlimax, that, doesn't it? We would love to have seen him hit the winning runs there.
Just a touch. Meanwhile, Matthew Montgomery has snuck out to the middle and gets off the mark. First ball, the Wayne Madsen lookalike. They're going to come back for the second as well. Harry Kane might have to hurry now. The throw wasn't as accurate as it might have been. And they get back comfortably for a couple.
I think Mickey sees a lot of Wayne Madsen in Montgomery, doesn't he? Just
look at him.
Every aspect.
He bats like him. Everything about Matthew Montgomery says Wayne Madsen. There's a reverse sweep just to prove it, and it goes all the way down to a very fine third man for 4 as they edge ever closer. 160 for 3 now, 12 more required for victory, and we're only in the 14th over. Remarkable, really.
Another what-if season, Dave, I think. I think that's the headlines.
He's moved on to 6 from 2. They only need, 12? Did I say? Yeah, 12 to win. He's going to get at least a couple here, you would have thought. Harry Kane's going to come back for the second, and Montgomery will move to 8. It's just taking the possibility of a Harry Kane half-century out of the equation here. Although, as we know, he can clear the boundary. Can Kane? He's done it twice already. Did it twice before he hit a 4. Once into the car park. Huge. This one's been pulled into the leg side by Montgomery. A bit of a misfield out there by Benny Green. They go through for a single, 163 for 3. Harry Kane has a little glance at the scoreboard, sees he's on 39.
He'll be happy with a little not out, I think.
His second of the season, he'll be top of the averages by some distance. Comes Rian Ahmed and bowls to him, and he just clips that down towards fine leg. If he's got bat on that, he's going to get 4 runs, and he did get bat on that. He moves on to 43. Really nice shot from Harry Kane. 167 for 3. So 13 runs off the Rian Ahmed over and the wicket of Wayne Madsen for 2. Derbyshire now need 5 runs to win, and they've got 6 overs in which to get them. I think they're going to win.
I absolutely agree with you here, Dave. Don't normally. I don't know whether the listeners do, but I think we all agree with you now.
The listeners seldom agree with anything I say, understandably. Ashton Turner to bowl what ought to be the final over of the Derbyshire innings. Oh, are we still here? Yes, we are. First ball, Montgomery pushes it out into the onside. They'll pick up a couple. They need, as they move on to 169 for 3, they need 3 to win from 35 deliveries. Turner bowls to Montgomery, who slaps that down the ground. He's going to get caught, and he is caught on the ball. No, he's not. It's been thrown back into the field by the fielder out there, who I'm assuming correctly or otherwise is Alex Green. He threw it back into the field of play because he knew he was going over the rope. Montgomery picks up a single. 170 for 3. Turner bowls, Kane clips it into the leg side. There might be 2 here, that might be it. They're coming back for the second, and Derbyshire win. 172 for 3. Harry Kane will finish on 45 off 28. It's been a really good knock from him. Montgomery 12 from 6, but it was all about the power of an Aaron Donald and a farewell to Wayne Madsen in the Derbyshire innings. They actually win by 7 wickets with so many balls to spare. 38? No, 39. A big victory, a thumping victory for Derbyshire, and for the first time in a while the words win appear on the big scoreboard. It's been a generally frustrating and disappointing T20 campaign for Derbyshire. That 91 off 36 from an Aaron Donald, who's increased his best batting figures once again. Second time he's done that this season. In partnership with Harry Kane, who made 45 not out, and a farewell to Wayne Madsen, who was given a guard of honour by the Leicestershire players, having walked to the boundary's edge with his wife Kyla and his daughters Tana and Zara. Scenes that will live long in the memory, I'm sure, and hopefully we'll get to speak to Wayne in the next half hour or so, or 45 minutes or so in fact, that we have remaining, so I hope we get to speak to Wayne, otherwise there's going to be an awful lot of gabbling going on. Derbyshire won this one, Chris, by an enormous amount. They've won it by 7 wickets with 2 weeks to spare.
Yes, thank you, Dave. A convincing win at Grace Road, and they've backed it up, Derbyshire, with a convincing win at the county ground. But it is a shame that the win doesn't mean slightly more in terms of T20 qualification. It does at least mean that Derbyshire do not finish bottom of the North Group. They end up on 16 points. And as always, it doesn't matter what the sport is. It doesn't matter what the table looks like. You go through results and think, well, what if? And if those 2 ties had been 2 wins, then Derbyshire would be in the mix for a best third place finish. But that ultimately has been the story of Derbyshire's T20 season. They have been in matches, they've been in most of the matches, they just haven't managed to get over the line in the majority of them. But they were never in danger here this afternoon. The only slight sticky patch possibly came when Leicestershire were building quite a tidy innings towards the back end of or tidy partnerships at the back end of their innings. Ashton Turner in particular making Leicestershire's 171 for 8 fairly competitive, but Nye Donald coming to the party in some style, Harry Kane backing him up ably, and the one slight blemish on the Derbyshire innings, Wayne Madsen's contribution wasn't slightly more than the 2 he got. Great scenes as he came onto the pitch, guard of honour from the Leicestershire players, rather muted way to end, but also a standing ovation as he made his way off the pitch. So Dave heading pitch side to get us some reaction from hopefully Wayne Madsen and Mickey Arthur. Will be interesting to hear his thoughts on not just today but the T20 campaign as a whole, and Greg Cork will be staying with us for the next 45 minutes to assess what has been ultimately a disappointing campaign for Derbyshire. So while we wait for some post-match reaction, let me run you through some of the latest scores up and down the country. This game is the first one to finish from all of the afternoon starts. Every county playing today numerous times. Most of the games already up and running, a bar two. Somerset Worcestershire Rapids down at Taunton is really the only winner-takes-all game at this stage of the competition. That's in the Central and West Group. That's a 6:35 start at Taunton. And at the Oval, Surrey Essex is a 6:30 start. Surrey already confirmed through to the quarterfinals. Essex should go through as a third-place team, but if they lose, then that place is in a little bit of jeopardy, depending on scores elsewhere. In the North Group, Durham 141 all out, Lancashire 12 without loss. If Durham win that, then they do give themselves a chance of a quarter-final berth. If Durham win, they finish on 24 points. They need Essex to lose against Surrey, and then it'll come down to net run rate, of which Durham's is better than Essex at the moment. Lancashire, though, will fancy chasing 142 at Old Trafford, and they're 12 without loss inside the second over. And the meeting of the top two already through to the quarter-final, Yorkshire and Notts. Notts are 32 without loss in.
Thank you to everyone who's come today and the support that I've had, not just today, over the years. It's been amazing to have so many friends that have come here and that I've had over the years support me in the team. And just in terms of emotion today, I was really excited coming in today. As I said earlier, I'm probably at peace with the decision and where I'm going forward if we go the next sort of year or so. But at T20, I was emotional. I took my sunglasses on when I came out. Just seeing my kids, and when we always like to feel thing the girls in the line, and then obviously more people part of the girls after that. Pretty emotional going into the last time we went through this T20 production. Thinking about all the special times that I've had over the last sort of 17 seasons in T20 cricket. So yeah, cricket was pretty special. I just want to say thanks to not just the supporters, but the staff of the club, the Leicestershire guys. Really appreciate the support that you guys have given us to the field and have enjoyed the matches over the years, but also my teammates that have been fantastic, and the teammates that I've had over the last 17 seasons, which has been pretty special memories. So huge thanks to everyone, and obviously my family, my brother surprised me this morning coming up from London. So to my family who are here and my family back home, massive thanks for the support.
We should remind everybody, of course, that you're only stepping back from domestic T20. Everybody competition and before that. So I'm sure you're looking forward to resuming playing again in a week's time.
Yes, this is obviously a time full of retirement. I'm still going to cricket at uni. The decision is all the one pilots. We have started for a review of ideas, and obviously there's some it's great to have it here, but it's that's obviously really important, and also looking after the body as well. So my age, I've got to be careful and manage things, and that will, this decision is going to allow me to do that.
17 seasons of T20 cricket, 190 games, 90 more than anyone's ever played for Derbyshire in this round. What have been the team highlights? We'll go to you for the short, but the team highlights.
Yeah, I think obviously getting through to 2017 with a real good team. We did a change of it's the first season we qualified for the finals. We did have a very important game against Russia. We played some really good cricket that year. Getting to finals in 2019, I think we found the brand for cricket over that period, which really worked well for us, and we had a successful run of things, and unfortunately we weren't quite able to get over behind the final side. We had a really good team in 2019 and some special memories then and then. also the two quarterfinals of the Somerset and quarterfinal. Those are probably the years that stick out. And in those years there were some pretty special performances from a lot of players in the group.
From an individual perspective, it's Sunday all day talking about your records. 2 more catches today, 76, more than anybody else with Derbyshire. Over 5,000 runs, 2.5 times the number that the next highest score's got. 33 50s plus a couple of hundreds. What were the standouts for you from an individual perspective?
I think the standouts of the 200s. I really started on qualifying 2022. It was pretty similar to this today. It was a Sunday game, same time and similar weather. So it's actually nice to finish on a day like that. And then against Leicestershire the next year, and I think I got a couple of knocks that I played at Chesterfield to help beat Yorkshire over the years. So yeah, and there were a couple of nice knocks against us as well. There've been some special performances that I've really enjoyed. But yeah, any helping for the team has been special over the years.
You mentioned family already, wonderful support from Carlo and from the girls, and I guess that's part and parcel of your cricketing life. You've got that antidote almost to you're on the field as a cricketer, and then you've got the family life.
It's for me, it's been a bit hard. The time of the family getting away from the game is obviously we go hard. As a game, breaking challenges immensely, and the time that support for the field is, for me, has been vital. So the support that I've had from Tyler and the kids and over the years has been phenomenal, and it's what's kept moving forward and allowed me to keep playing as long as I have. So it's certainly grateful for what the family have done for me, and also the family back home. So I think the support and be there, but they're always watching, and I know they'll be watching now as well. So it's been special to have the support from family, and that's what's allowed me to carry on playing as long as I have.
And of course there's support from the public, and very often in sport it's a two-way thing. You get what you deserve, and I think your relationship with members of supporters is always been exceptional. I think the word to say about the Derbyshire support there, the way they've been with you.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be 70 fantastic friendships and support from the people of Derbyshire and OurCoop County over the years. So I'd like to just thank everyone involved in the club, from the supporters' perspective, fans' perspective, and also supporting the staff behind the scenes to make this happen. So yeah, huge thank you for everything that you've done for me and the support that I've had. Because that encouragement really helps me as an individual, as a team, we go out there to perform. So thank you.
Well, I think the eligible status is well known for given so many on. It's quite possible, ladies and gentlemen, we'll never see the like again, and I don't say that to be dramatic. We've been outstanding trying ever since the tour competition began. So congratulations on everything you achieved for Derbyshire. Enjoy your retirement from T20 cricket, and we'll see you back here on the 21st of July, where we play Durham in the 50 overs. Well done, mate.
Thank you. Thank you.